welcome everybody. This is the Top Shelf, a bi-weekly streaming show on TPK Roleplay in which we demonstrate or show off, really, a new tabletop RPG every episode. And this episode, I am very, very excited to play Justicar by Nevyn, Fork 20. It is currently funding on Kickstarter, and it's gonna be. I'm so stoked, and it almost works out better that we're kickstarting it currently because I had a. Oh goodness, where is? Okay, sorry. The video, the box you're seeing will be necessary later. I apologize if that keeps clipping out into my window background and my disorganized desktop. It's not supposed to. But I am Mads, your host for the evening. And joined are these three fantastic game creators and players. And we all know Kegan, but Nevyn and Simon are new to the show. Very happy to have you both on. And today I'm going to kind of take the reins off of myself a little bit. One, because Justicar is GMless, which is superb and a new experience for the show. One of the fun things we get to talk about today. But also, the organization for it is a little atypical, and it's part of the reason I'm so excited. So let's get into character intros, or our own intros of ourselves, because we don't know our characters yet, and then we will go from there. Kegan, why don't you kick us off?
Hi, incredible intro. Hi, I'm Kegan. I'm online at KeganEXE or KeganEXE.com, and I think I'm playing the defense today.
Love to
That's
ponder. Love to think. It's good to think sometimes, and I'm proud that you can do that.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever sure. And Simon.
Hello, I'm Simon. My pronouns are she, he, and they. You can find me on Twitter at Lucha Libris, and I will be playing the part of the prosecution this evening.
Spectacular. Nevyn.
Oh, is it me? Hi.
Yes.
Hello. Hi, I'm Nevyn. I use they, he pronouns, and I am going to be playing The Stands today for the first time. I'm very excited. I'm stoked to be playing Justicar. This game rips. If I do say so myself, as the person who made it. And also, I'll say real quick, if you like any of what you're seeing, head on over to bytes.rip/Justicar. The crowdfunding campaign is currently live, and we're about halfway there. If you like Phoenix Wright stuff, if you like Ace Attorney, Legally Blonde, My Cousin Vinny, stuff like that, go give me money, please.
I was lied to at the beginning of this. I was going to post the Kickstarter link in there, but hopefully you heard Nevyn, because I'm still not allowed. Cole, you rude.
I'll send
Here,
it to Cole. One
just
sec.
Me.
No.
We'll get it in the chat. No worries.
Check this out.
Here we go.
There you go. There it is.
That's not right.
Nailed it.
This is our palette. Bytes.rip/Justicar.
Based the whole game off of that, which we are, so. Perfect. And then, once again, I am Mads. You can find me at JK Madigan on Twitter and here into perpetuity every other Saturday, as well as occasionally on other things, but I'm mostly just here. Now, Nevyn, the function of the game, it is a courtroom drama, which is delightful. It is diceless, which is also super interesting. It is designed GMless, so it's more or less just an improv conversation, but there is some setup involved in that. Take us through what we're doing today.
Sure. So Justicar is broken into two phases. There's the setup phase, which we're going to go through first, in which you create like a conspiracy board, a crime web, as Kegan calls it, a Pepe Sylvia. And we're basically going to... None of us have any idea what the mystery or crime or characters are yet. We are going to work together to create all of that. We've already set up our safety tools, our lines and veils, so we know what topics to avoid or to be careful on. And then after that, once I get through this explanation, we're going to go through and start by setting up our palette, which is like our collective touchstones, so that we all know what kind of notes we're trying to hit as we play. And as we play, the document is written in a way, the game is designed so that you really do start at the beginning and go through the end, just kind of in one fell swoop. So we're kind of just gonna all explain as we go. If any questions come up from any of you or anyone who's watching or listening or whatever, just drop them in the chat and we'll chat about it.
Perfect.
So with that, we'll go ahead and just start with creating our palette. So what we're gonna do is essentially the palette is a system that I got from Yarn Spinner and I'm sorry, did you say Street Magic? Two very fantastic games that everyone who's watching should go check out. I'll start by reading the text out loud that the game says to read out loud. I'll follow my own instructions. There are many ways courtroom and legal stories are represented, from realistic and grounded to cartoonish and gonzo. The first part of play, before even creating characters, is creating the color, texture, and mood of our story. As a table, we'll decide on 4 adjectives to use as key touchstones for the story of our trial. So what we're all going to do is each of us are going to submit 2 words. These can be adjectives, these can be pieces of media, these can be vibes, and then we're going to pick which of those we actually use to establish the vibes of our case. And there are some examples in the document here, so like pulp, web, aliens, grayscale, war, comedy, crimson, jazz, punk, space, anything that you are interested in seeing in here, put it on a sticky note on the Miro board. I think that Mads, that would be 2 separate.
2 separate?
Things.
You said
maybe
2 phrases or two words or descriptors.
You want to put them on. You want to put them
different
on separate
sticky notes.
different sticky notes. Got it.
Yeah,
I'll steal this purple one that's also here.
What we're gonna do is we are actually going to go around and draft pick.
Got it.
Essentially, which ones we want to actually use.
Oh, see, Cyberpunk and Jazz both accomplished the Cowboy Bebop that I was already thinking of. So, like,
Haha.
Kegan, you're already.
I'm having trouble thinking of
This
my
over
second
so
one.
we can all see the palette options.
You know, Nevyn, there's a bunch of examples of them in the game.
What?
Huge, if true.
I don't think that there are any examples written in here, actually.
There's never been any examples.
Frankly, people
In
saying
any
that there
text, in any game text.
never, ever.
Great. Well, Nevyn, we got 8.
We do have 8. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go around and everyone is going to pick one that they want that they did not submit. So you have to pick someone else's. I'll start. I'm picking... Ooh, damn. Ooh, I was going to go with cell shaded. I'm going to go with cell shaded. So we know no matter what we're doing, cell shaded is a part of our palette. Kegan, why don't you go next?
I'm gonna go with bird law just because we can't not choose it.
It's very true. Simon?
I'm going to go with jazz.
Jazz is good.
Okay.
And
Reading it a little
Mads.
further down.
Yeah.
And you don't need to pick. Not everybody needs to have one that's in here.
No, it's fun. I actually do like the black sugar or black coffee, no sugar. I don't know how it's going to tie in, but
All right. And the rest of these are gone. Never to be seen again. All right, so that is our palette. This is the vibe that we're going to be going for. Cell shaded, bird law, black coffee, no sugar, and jazz. What a It's good. I love this game already. So then we essentially move right on to actually creating the case itself. What we have to do first, our next step is to actually create the crime. Which is, quite simply, what do we think happened here? What do we think someone is allegedly being on trial for?
Well, it's got to do with bird law, right?
It does.
So-
It does have to be a bird law thing. A key note here is that you want it to be something that would be like really interesting to see like on a show. Like pretend you're watching a movie or a TV show or even like an episode of Judge Judy. Like what would be really interesting to see?
Is it bird law or are the birds lawyers?
It is an unanswered question, so go whatever direction you feel with it.
I do
Yeah, just
like
to-
bird
just establish
lawyers,
something.
though. It appeals to Spencer, who I don't think is in the chat at the moment. But
Absolutely not.
My initial thought was like the theft of a bird or a bird napping of some kind.
ooh, I'm down.
Let's
Like,
go with
Perhaps the
bird
theft
napping.
of like the American eagle.
The entire
The store.
the
The
store.
No, like the singular
company.
embodiment.
American Eagle.
Yeah.
See, and I was thinking,
I like bird napping.
I do like bird napping. I was thinking something like a cockatoo, just because of how difficult one of these would be to steal. They're so loud.
See, because I'm still thinking. I'm just gonna say this out loud right now, and I'm gonna put this energy into the environment. I think I think we're birds. I think we are birds. This is essentially a kidnapping crime, but you know, this is funny.
But with birds.
But with birds.
Okay, got it.
I'm
down
deciding.
for
I'm
this.
putting the stamp on it. We're birds. Great. So, in addition to like the crime itself, we want to come up with what the bigger picture is here. This is like someone's ulterior motive. Like why this? Why bird napping? Is it a power play? Is it just a straight up political move? Is it a distraction from something else?
Nothing more jazzy than a mafia romance gone awry.
Ill-fated mafia romance. Perfect. Love to see it. Love to have an ill-fated mafia romance. Now we're going to make our epiphany clocks. These are something that are going to come into play as we actually play. You can kind of put these wherever, but essentially you just want to create yourself a little 10 segment. What did you call them, Kegan?
Faction fractions.
I've gone ahead and made 4 right up here.
Oh, okay.
Just
Perfect.
tracking them on a sticky note because it's impossible to make a 10 segment circle in Miro.
I believe that.
I'm sticking with purple as my.
Great. Here, let me
Where did my?
save
text
everyone
go?
some grief real quick.
Oh God.
No.
What am I doing? You've put me in a new program that I don't understand.
It's
Skip
great to learn it
completely.
on stream.
It really is.
Why is there like so much space to the right of your text, Kegan?
I don't fucking know. It did that
Why
by
is
itself.
it doing that? Mads, you good down there?
I don't know.
You
Yeah,
look like you're-
I feel like an old person. I don't know how to get rid of this.
Just-
There we go. Oh, okay, got it.
You click
Click.
on it and then you hit the
We're good.
delete button.
Don't sass me. I mean, you can.
Which is
Everybody
true.
sasses me.
And Simon, here you go.
Thank you.
Just color your
I've done
little
it.
faction fraction.
Okay.
Perfect.
That's my favorite
So-
video game.
Don't worry too much about these right now. As we play, different moves will have people filling these up, and when they fill up, stuff happens. But don't worry about it for now. It doesn't matter.
Alrighty, we got quite
Now-
a bit on the board.
Oh,
It's
Oh,
gonna get worse.
this-
I've seen
It
the
goes
ones
from
nothing
here. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony plus 1.
this is minimal so far. So now we're going to create the actual defendant and victim.
All right. I've been prepared for this.
Now,
also, if
I do have a question. The defendant and the victim. Oh no, I answered my own question in my head. Please continue.
what was the question?
Well, my brain said the victim as the as like the defendant, and then the person that like is representing the like the actual lawyer, and then the person representing. Are those both portrayed by the defense, or is one of those portrayed by the stand?
As the stand, I portrayed both.
Okay.
I'm everything. I am everyone.
You're
Several
everything
times.
else. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
All at
much.
once.
so Kegan and Simon are just the lawyers.
Yep,
That's correct.
Got it.
just a lawyer. I didn't go to law school for this math.
I didn't get a certificate in
immediately-
bird law for this shit.
That's immediately one of my judges' like personality things. Is just you all are just lawyers. You're beneath me.
Good. Great. Love to see it.
Can I give us a defendant here?
Absolutely. Please.
I'm just gonna give you a picture.
Let me go ahead and, as the picture loads ominously. Oh, that's the bird from
She's incredible.
Agretzko.
Agretzko. Thank you.
Yes.
Jesus.
She's
Secretary bird,
incredible.
is it not?
It is
Yeah.
a secretary bird.
Honestly,
An icon.
and
Mhm.
Truly.
and
I'm so
an
glad
icon
everybody
through
here
and
has seen
through.
Agretzko.
Yeah.
Such a good show.
I have not. I've just played a secretary bird.
Great. Perfect. Okay, so let me go ahead and read this out. The most likely suspect and the person who was wrong. The defendant didn't always really do the crime, just as the victim could be completely lying or even paid off. Instead of deciding on the truth right off the bat when you create these characters, leave it open to be revealed through play. Think of these as the constant starting points in the web of string, tape, and pushpins that we're going to build as we play. So
Okay.
all we really need to do is give these characters like a name and like a little bit of information.
Okay.
So in this instance, our defendant here is being accused of bird napping. What's a good mob name?
Don't make me Google mob name generator because I will.
I
if no one's
already
fast enough.
did.
No.
Wow, I didn't find a generator, but I found an NPR article
I'm sure you did.
About
with nicknames of American mobsters. I'm not going to use this.
I'm going on the mob museum right now, which is a
Lucille
thing.
Bernatoli.
Joe Bananas,
Joe.
Joey
Okay,
Brains.
all right. We went two
Jackie
different directions.
Nose?
Yeah.
Generate.
These are real names on this list.
Truth is stranger than fiction.
It's true.
I mean, Lucille seemed to have
Lucille is
an
good.
energy to it. Yeah.
I feel-
That's definitely. The
I was just
vibe.
looking at the bird and trying to pull from the bird
Yeah.
herself.
Lucille. Use an Italian pasta or cheese as a last name. It's that's
feels-
Lucille
feels
Bianchi
iffy to me.
you.
What did you say?
Nothing. Just keep going.
No, I need you to say what you said.
I had a mouthful of food. No. Let's keep moving. Ooh, Ghirardelli.
That's pretty good, Lucille
That's
Ghirardelli.
good.
I appreciate this.
Yeah, no, she's good. She's an icon.
All right, so now we need the victim. Who
Who is bird napped?
Who is missing? Essentially, is what we're looking at. I got a name.
Joey Bananas.
Bruce Brando. Okay. I have a bird in mind for this.
Oh, good. Please
Yeah, no, we need...
put a bird in there.
Oh, Bruce Brando. I heard Goose Brando, and I was like, "Oh, why are we discussing anything?" It's autonomous.
You get
obviously named him
I'm gonna
after-
change it.
You obviously named
it is
him
now
after-
Goose Brando. So
Oh, damn. I had art. It's fine.
Okay, we're gonna. Set...
Obviously, it's the Neopet.
All right, here we go. We're gonna have
I'll send him to the back.
Jesus Christ.
Bruce the Goose Brando.
Okay.
Here we go. Sorry, Mads, but whatever
No, you're
you have in
good. You
mind
beat me to the
doesn't matter
punch.
anymore.
I can't.
The most,
I can't
the
argue
most
with that.
ardent hitman in the
He's a
Botticelli
victim.
family.
We were on the
Holy
same
shit.
track because the bird that I was looking for was like bright pink and definitely not a Bruce type, so it works.
Yeah, I got you.
God.
One sec.
You'll be missed, Bruce. Bruce the Goose Brando found dead this morning.
Put some cement shoes on that little guy. Oh,
Fuck, that's really sad. Okay, all right. So
incredible.
Jesus, Kegan, it's huge. That's a big penguin.
Incredible.
Has a lot of transparency around it.
Yeah,
There you
why
go.
so much?
I don't know. I pulled it off the Neopets website.
This is the real magic of Justicar right here. Is
Yeah.
watching PNGs upload to Miro
Just
ominously.
Real big. Yep.
This is why I'm here.
Matt said he
PNGs
was
with
thinking
threatening
pink bird,
auras.
so I got him a pink one.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
collaborative.
Excellent. Truly great. Truly magical.
All right.
Okay, so now we're going to actually create our characters. We're going to start with the stand because my stuff kind of takes the most time.
Okay.
So, characters in Justicar. This is player characters. Well, I mean, everybody's a player character, so whatever. All characters in Justicar are made up of what are called aspects. Their name and pronouns, their style, their expertise, and their key. The way the stand works is the three of you are going to create full characters and give them to me, and I'm going to take them apart and put them back together in a different order. I'm going to mix and match the aspects of every character that you give me to create three completely different characters that I will be portraying throughout the case.
Okay. And it's
What are the
those...
things that go into the characters?
So for the stand characters, it's going to be their name and pronouns, their style, their job, their expertise, and their keys.
One
If
sec.
you
I
wanna-
will.
Make a template.
Yep, that's why I was asking. And then we're gonna just.
Make it wide.
Okay.
Put it all to the left. I beat
You
you,
ca-
to it.
Yeah. I was trying to duplicate it while you.
I'm here to cause problems.
Mads, I love seeing you type, knowing you're just gonna have to retype it somewhere else here in a second.
Yeah, hey Mads, we made a template.
Oh,
And then I'll go ahead and make another template for the actual characters. Oh,
okay.
key. Don't forget key.
Oh, oops. Add key under expertise. That's fine.
Copy.
So while y'all do that, let me go ahead and just read a little bit about what these aspects are. The name and pronouns, those are obvious, I think. The style is like a pairing of their aesthetic and personality traits. It's how they look, how they act, and how the camera portrays them to the viewers. Think like, are they a bulky jock with a charming smile, a high-fashion belladonna, or a straight-laced, by-the-book nerd? The expertise is something that you know more about or are better at than anyone else in the courtroom. During play, expertises can be used to establish facts or reveal lies, and they're very, very useful for every character when it comes to just making shenanigans. And the key is a character's unique connection to the case. This is something that anyone can use to unlock new avenues of discovery during the case, and may or may not be a secret that only that character knows. There are two types of keys. There's public and secret. Secret keys, only the character in possession of the key can reveal them, unless a piece of evidence is used. The trick with these aspects, because I can see Mads making a face, there are a couple of tricks here. The gist is you don't want to declare a fact about the truth of the case in any of these. You don't want, like, a bad key would be, I did it. A good key would be, I saw someone leaving the crime scene, or I know where the murder weapon was sold. And beyond that, don't worry too much about, as you're creating these, figuring out how they relate to the case. That's my job. So just like make up whatever. And together at the table, we will all kind of bring these things together in a way beyond what you would expect. Any questions?
Nope, my brain's doing think things, so I can't respond. I'm not good at multitasking. That's why I usually plan everything beforehand, and this one doesn't let me, so I'm like dialed in.
Good.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch this one out.
I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I can't wait to mix and match them in weird ways. Kegan, this is a god tier name. I want you to know.
Flat bananagram. That's good.
I see an expert. I was about to Google that piece of expertise, Mads.
Oh,
That was really good
nope,
expertise.
I'm gonna
Put it
leave
back.
it in.
Yeah.
I will say that job might not be a good one because that's public information.
Okay,
So that might be better as a secret key.
got it. Let's see.
Yeah. What's his cover job?
Exactly. That's what you want to look at. I looked up Criminal Minds trivia, and all I'm 187 Criminal Minds trivia questions and answers.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. You're prepared.
This is bad. This is a bad list of things because these answers are all extremely long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna make them up. I don't care.
It's bird Criminal Minds.
It's bird. Yeah.
It's based on the TV show, but the birds don't speak.
As long as David Rossi is involved somehow, we're good.
I don't know what that is.
You just need the name. It's fine.
Great.
Write it down.
Fantastic Italian man who loves pasta and family.
Simon, this is really good.
Yeah. So the mind goes to a place.
Unfortunately, it does.
For
us,
better
though,
and for worse.
for
right?
better and for worse, all the time, every time. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
We'll make that more specific. Oh no, I'll just parent, make that more generic, because these are going to be cut and pasted.
Perfect.
Awesome. So, I have a lot of toys to play around with here, and I'm very excited to create freakish amalgamations of all of these beautiful characters that you've all put so much effort into. While I do that, y'all are going to move on to the next part of creation. I'm going to be doing this kind of on my own.
Move to the other side of the board.
Yes, all the way on the other side. Do not look at my vile deeds that I'm doing over here. My dark magics. Next up is creating the judge. The most important thing here for you, Mads, is to make someone straight goofy.
Okay.
I'm sure you already have an idea of who you're wanting to play as the judge. You've got an outfit to fit it. I'm sure you've got something in mind. The judge has names, name and pronouns, style, expertise, and key. You don't need to worry about listing the job because it's pretty obvious. The job is that they're the judge. And once you've made the judge, then myself, Simon, and Kegan are going to DM you on Discord your tilts, which are secret biases that you have as the judge that will kind of affect how you play that character.
Okay.
And while Mads is making the judge, Kegan and Simon, you can both start working on your prosecution and defense characters.
Right on.
Hell yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know how to spell
Oh
ostentatious.
god, I've named so many characters now. Now I'm out of names.
And it's the same format, right?
Yes. The only difference is that you don't need to worry about listing the
Job.
yeah. A lot of this game is really good TV.
Let me find.
Wait, what's happening in my mind?
Is it going some places?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I just realized I was still muted. Oops. Do prosecution and defense need keys?
Yeah, they get them.
Oh, okay.
They might, like, all of these keys may never come up, but everyone has one. God, these are really fun little pieces to mix and match here.
God, I need a name for this monstrosity.
See, I'm lucky to be Lucille's lawyer. So I Googled Al Capone lawyer.
Oh no, I have lost a. Oh no, I didn't lose it. I thought I lost the style, but I'm just blind. Right.
There's some weird magic going on over on your side.
Don't worry about it. Everything here is fine. Nothing strange is happening here. And the fact that you would say that is honestly upsetting. Oh, right.
Oh, that's it. Perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up a. Everyone's favorite part where the Miro image loads in. Here we go.
Truly just ominous.
Truly.
Beautiful. I've got some monsters over here for us.
I'm so excited to see the monsters. I have not gone back over there yet.
Good, you don't need to. I have to refresh my board. Some things are stuck.
Having a hard time figuring out what the key would be involved with the judge.
Yeah, the judge can be pretty difficult to come up with a key for.
Maybe on the take.
Yeah, I think I've got some good examples.
I was gonna be
for
like
keys
publicly
here for
on the
judge.
take though, because that key is.
You can keys can be secret. You just have to note in parentheses that it's a secret.
Ah, okay.
So I'm actually going to mark some of these as secret. One of them is secret. But yeah, some judge keys that I've got here is currently or formerly on the take, a relative of the suspect, or a customer of a witness.
Okay.
All right, I've done it.
Oh yeah, I guess I should add a secret to the end of that, huh?
Is that literally in the pocket?
You'll never know.
I might know if it comes up.
Wait, where is? Oh, let's see.
Okay.
So is that saying that there is? Oh, so it's still written down, but the assumption it's the meta of like.
Yeah, there is no actual hidden information in this game between players.
Interesting. Okay.
Except for the tilts. That is the only actual hidden information. Because by letting everyone have access to as much information as possible, it lets us work together to create a more interesting story. And it makes sure that everyone is on the same page and can use all of this information during play.
Got it. Nope, that's not right. Get rid of that. Go away. Kegan, how do I get pictures in here?
I copy paste from Google.
Okay, so you just straight up copy image and then boop. Yeah, there we go. I gotta make that smaller though.
Beautiful. If you right click and send to back.
Ah, there we go. That's what I was trying to do. Let's actually put him on the other side.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, just so that the words could be read.
I got it.
We're all just trying to help Mads out learn how to use Miro.
Look, I'm all of the anxiety present because I keep looking over at the camera and I realize that when I focus on something, my faces just contort into the worst images. And I'm like,
Fine.
when I'm presenting, it's great. But you're seeing planning Mads, and his faces look like
Literally.
you should be concerned.
All right.
Tweet lesbian. Incredible.
Tweed lesbian is my
really good.
my
Very
next band name.
specific too. It's incredibly evocative of a specific thing.
I'll describe it more in detail.
I love
in
that.
a moment, for sure.
Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about our characters.
Should we be sending tilts to the judge?
Yes, we all need to send you a tilt. Or
Don't
let's
worry.
go. Let's
I know how the game works.
go over our characters first, and then we'll send Mads the tilts after we know all the characters.
Sure.
Okay.
So we'll popcorn back to me. I'll do one, and then one of y'all will do one, and we'll just that way I'm not talking for forever again. So my first stand character is Tony the Don Alfredo. Uses he/him pronouns. He wears a trench coat, what some would call a hat, and he's very dirty. He deals in rare worm sales. Don't worry too much about it. Very much an expert in bird food. Don't worry about it. And one time I sold food to Bruce. All right, Mads, why don't you introduce us to the judge?
Oh, all right. So, judge's name is Franklin Brewster. Goes by he/they pronouns. He's ostentatious as hell, and honestly in it for the drama more than anything. He used to be a decorated barista, and his coffee is more important than anything else. And he is longtime friends of the Ghirardelli family, though he may not say so.
Beautiful. The next stand character is hi, I'm flat bananagram. Uses they/them pronouns. My style is coffee with a shot of whiskey. I'm maybe a little disheveled, but I assure you, effortlessly stylish. I work as a musician in a nightclub, and I really fucking love Criminal Minds. All right, nobody can beat me in Criminal Minds trivia. I'm the best at it. And I may or may not have seen / heard Lucille having an argument just before the bird nap. Simon?
Yes.
Tell us about the Tweed lesbian.
Yes, I will be playing Penelope Penny Peyton. She her pronouns. Her style is tweed lesbian. Basically, if you had a chicken in a tweed 3-piece suit, voiced by Kate McKinnon, is the vibe.
It's a good vibe.
Her expertise is disarming charm. She's just a simple country lawyer, you see. And her key is that she has a secret vendetta against the crime family.
Oh my god.
I did, in fact, find a chicken in a tweed
I found
jacket.
several pictures
Incredible.
of tweed chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's actually interesting how many pictures of chickens in tweed there is.
It really is.
There's
There's
a lot of them, and I don't
there's
know why.
more of them than you would expect.
Yeah.
If I had a nickel for every time I saw a chicken in a tweed 3-piece suit, I would have 5 nickels, which isn't that much, but it's weird that it's happened 5 times.
Yeah.
Our palette is cell shaded too, so like weirdly sexy chicken in a suit like Beastars is the energy.
Perfect.
That's right. We're like a Netflix anime show.
Right.
Okay.
But I love the idea that we're all in different animation styles because Bruce the Goose Brando 100% looks like that little tiny goofus.
That man's a stuffed animal that I want to see how far I can throw.
So that makes
Like a football.
Yes.
makes Franklin Brewster the art style from Arcane.
Yes.
All right. And the last stand character is Boots McLaren. Uses he/him pronouns. I am aggressively cool, overly formal, and incredibly passive. I chose the wrong voice for this character.
You have time to change it.
Do I, Kegan? I fear I may be committed to this bit.
Yeah.
I might change it.
That's very fair.
Boots owns a major newspaper, is an expert in observation, and has the secret key that he is the parent to the victim through a secret lover. So Bruce is a bastard.
Perfect.
Rip.
Very
And
excited.
Kegan, why don't you talk to us about the defense?
Yeah, I'm playing Edward J. O'Feather. Him. He has he's a pigeon with like an old, badly fitting suit on. He's obviously not an expensive lawyer. His expertise is mob law, and his key is that he's in the pocket of Lucille's husband.
This is
Powerful.
great. This is truly wonderful.
This is really good.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be witnessing this. It's gonna get. This one's gonna get fucking
Let me just
wild.
zoom out for a second.
I thought the salamanders were a lot, but I ain't seen nothing yet.
Nevyn, it's wild that we went from salamander kidnapping to bird kidnapping, and neither of us said a thing.
Listen, it's different though, because in the salamander one, it was regular salamanders.
Mm-hmm.
Here, this is a regular kidnapping. We're just all birds.
A regular run-of-the-mill kidnapping.
I will say they were
run-of-the-mill average kidnapping. Nothing fancy about it.
they were intelligent salamanders.
Right, but that was normal in the fiction of the universe.
Yeah.
The salamanders had uplifted us.
Forgot
Did
about
you
that
forget-
detail.
Did you forget that part?
I did. I really did.
Okay, so next, we're gonna create the evidence. Together, everyone at the table is going to create 8 pieces of evidence. So each of us are going to create 2 different pieces of evidence. And then the prosecution and defense are essentially going to draft pick these pieces of evidence. They're going to take turns picking what they get to use in court. Here's some key information about pieces of evidence. One, again, as with everything, they should not establish a fact, and you shouldn't worry about how it's related. Just come up with something that you think would be a piece of evidence. I've seen things as mundane as a footprint and as ridiculous as an extremely aggressive horse. Beyond that, all pieces of evidence should be built as an object or like a record or something like that with a loosely described relevance. Don't worry too much about the details there. Every piece of evidence has a flaw, which is some kind of opening that the opposition can use to take advantage of during cross-examination. The bigger the evidence, the bigger the flaw or complication should be. So if you have like a signed affidavit that someone did the thing, then it needs a really big flaw, like this looks fake or something like that, or was
Gathered
obtained
under like
less
without a
than
warrant.
scrupulous means. Yeah,
Right,
yeah. Obtained without a warrant, stuff like that. And lastly, don't worry about any further details. All additional details are created when it is brought up in play, and it's all nice and improvised.
Okay.
Cool. I made 8 of them, so we could all do 2 pieces of evidence. Because if I remember,
Perfect.
that's
Stealing these 2.
all right. I'm gonna grab these 2.
Nope, not
Come
that.
over here with them.
This one.
Me making them all the same size. Nevyn immediately resizing them.
Well, here's the thing, Kegan. That's I have experience that have found that there's a better way to do these.
Okay, well you should have done them then, huh?
I was explaining the game, Kegan.
Okay.
It's good to put it on 2 sticky notes. That way you can kind of write a little bit more for each thing.
Okay, fine. I'll just erase all of them.
Good. Here.
How do you...
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, hey, throw some of those up here.
You can come down here and get them.
Okay, all right. Fine, Mom. I'll come
Here.
down.
No.
No, it's fine. I already walked downstairs.
Here, let me put them up there for you. Here, let me... Hang on. You got your shoelace... Did you tie your shoelaces?
Honestly, the best part of this game is just playing on Miro, right?
It's... it is
It's really fun.
distractingly
Yeah,
fun.
it is.
That's the thing. I have gotten to build one of these, like, in person, like, on a table, like, taping things down and, like, moving the string, and it's really fucking fun.
It's one of the best parts of games that have this tech, which is like I can name two, I think.
And this is one of them.
And this is one of them. Norlandia, right? That's in Norlandia.
Yeah.
Here you go, Simon. Have some floss sticky notes.
Oh, so they're separate. Okay.
Yeah, and once you've made it, you can just group them together. That way, they're always like present.
Wait, you can group things?
We're
Yeah.
learning so much.
One thing,
Yo,
how do you-
I've used Miro so much as I developed this game.
Holy shit.
Game
Wow.
changer.
Wow. Burr, 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 burr.
Happy to help. Always happy to help.
That's Control G for anyone playing along at home.
Yeah, everyone's got their own Miro board.
I assume everybody watching has opened Miro and is making a board for themselves. And if you're not, what are you doing?
Let's see.
Something else that I really like about this game is that like the way it just works out is the way that during setup everyone kind of like splits off to do their own thing during a few parts of it really makes it fun and surprising when everybody comes back together to like go over what they made.
Ah,
Right, I've got mine.
No.
got it. All good.
Beautiful.
Kegan, throw something at me. I'm drawing a blank for that second evidence.
Oh no, I barely came up with two.
Okay.
This is on you.
No, I'm gonna keep the bird seed.
Birdseed's good. Birdseed's good.
I think it's the flaw that I'm having a hard time nailing down for bird seed.
I
Well, it's-
also wrote
it's so
Birdseed,
common.
so
It's-
I'm going to switch it out for you.
It's fake. It's fake birdseed.
Fake.
It's vegan.
It's vegan? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I do love that.
It's
'Cause it
artificial.
We invented non-vegan bird seed specifically so that a flaw could, because that's what that means, is that there's non-vegan bird seed.
Yep.
That does.
And with this, this is called like emergent world building.
Do
Yeah.
we want to go over the evidence here real fast? Because I want to point out another thing we did.
Absolutely, yeah. Why don't you start?
Yeah, I'm gonna just go for someone else's evidence.
Is it the shoe?
Because no. So there's a smoking gun, but the fingerprints are missing, which implies birds have fingers.
Well, it's
You
cell
never seen
shaded, isn't
chicken
it?
fingers? They gotta come from somewhere.
And then we also have clove cigarettes. And who smokes cloves? And there's an answer.
Kegan, do you smoke cloves?
I don't not.
This will be the thing that gets you canceled.
It will.
Kegan smokes cloves.
Look, they're not
Get them.
menthols. Calm down.
All right, I'll read these next two. A tube of lipstick in Lucille's signature color with the flaw that it's a fairly common brand. And feathers found at the scene of the crime, but they're the wrong color.
Okay. Then we've got a taped phone call ordering Bruce's bird napping, but it's hard to make out the exact voices. We also have Lucille's love letters to Bruce, but they're in the wrong handwriting.
Hand. So yes, Kegan, they have hands so they have fingers.
Look, I saw 2 different things with fingerprints and went, okay, they have hands. Because I
Did you
would have,
know?
I
know that
would have
birds have
put
hands?
foot writing.
God.
And the last piece of evidence is the victim's left shoe, on which there are too many different sets of fingerprints. And then evidence, birdseed, flaw. It's vegan?
Joe in the chat is asking if birdseed is not vegan. Well,
Not anymore, baby.
not anymore.
Not anymore.
In fact, the usual birdseed is of the non-vegan variety.
Evidently, yeah.
Well, you see, it has dried mealworms in it, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, next, the prosecution and defense are each just going to take turns picking from the evidence, and the defense gets to pick first.
Oh,
You'll
I'm
just-
defense. I'm defense.
And you'll just take that and move it under where I put evidence on your.
Yeah. I'm taking these feathers found on the scene of the crime, but they're the wrong color.
Good choice.
Means it's prosecution.
I'm gonna take the phone call. That's hard to make out who's ordering the hit. Or-
So good.
I'm going to grab the. Ooh, this is interesting. I'm gonna grab the. I'm gonna grab the Cliv cigarettes.
Okay. Let's have the shoe.
All right. I'm going to take the bird seed. It's vegan.
Okay. I want the gun.
I will take.
Simon Moody, 2022.
Give me the
I
gun.
want the gun.
I'll take the love letters.
That feels good for defense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either of them. I was like, I could argue either of these. I was like, I guess that's sort of the point.
So now I have the lipstick.
Yeah.
These are good. These are very good.
Are we on to my favorite part?
We are, Kegan.
Yes.
Next, this is my favorite part too. This is the part that like we've been doing a lot of shit here. We've put a lot of things on the board, and we've made it very hard to find your way around. And we're about to make it worse, in the best way possible. We are going to create connections. This is where we put the red string into play.
Ah, the Pepe
So what we're
Sylvia
gonna do-
board.
Yes.
What we're gonna do is everyone is going to create 2 connections from their character to another. And
Okay.
then we'll make another connection between two unrelated things. For now, just worry about making your 2 connections. The way to do this in Miro is you're going to use the arrow tool, and then you're just
Press
going to
hell for it.
you're just going to drag and drop like this, sort of position your stuff,
Okay.
and then just make it kind of beefy and red.
All right.
These can
I'm
connect
gonna-
anybody on the board.
Yeah.
No,
Just
these 2 need to be from your character to 2 other characters. Let me do an example here
No, so
to sort of help you out.
I guess more my question was they're not just to the stand. Like it could be judged to the prosecution or judged to the
Yes,
like,
yes.
to
Yes.
anybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
absolutely.
Got it.
Like I'm gonna make a connection here to
Oh no.
from Tony the Don Alfredo.
That feels right. To the defense. To Edward
to
J.
the defense.
O'Feather.
Yes. What's the J stand for?
Jabroni. I panicked. That's the first
Sweet
name I
Lord.
could think of.
And I'm just gonna do like a really simple one here. Something that needs to exist in every single game of Justicar.
Mhm.
Kegan, is it cool with you if Tony the Don and Edward J. O'Feather dated?
Oh, 100%.
Beautiful.
That's very funny because I had a similar thought.
I think we're all going to have a similar thought multiple times here, and it's just going to be a very hot game. It's the jazz age, baby.
There it is.
Everyone's fucking.
Everyone.
Let's see. What do we got over here?
Ain't no party like a Gatsby party until someone is dead and everyone is disillusioned with the jazz age.
All right.
Wow, that hit.
Who's going next?
Well, you just fucking make them.
Because there are viewers at home, we should probably do them one at a time so that people can hear what we're putting on the board.
You're right.
Am
All right,
aware.
so I made one from Tony the Don over to Edward Jabroni O'Feather, and it's that we dated. When did we date? Who knows? Are we still dating? Maybe. Who knows? Simon, it looks like you got one, or you're
I'm
trying
trying
to
to
figure
type
something out.
a thing in here,
Okay.
and I'm having trouble with the text.
Now, where do I...
Um,
Okay, here's the text. Let's see.
Yeah, it'll start off very small, so you'll just want to type it and then increase the size.
I think Penny and Edward had an ill-advised fling at a holiday party.
Beautiful.
So here's the deal. That's really good.
Well, it looks like that got put on the...
There we go.
Yeah. One of the things about Miro is that sometimes
Love
things
this.
need to be
It
repositioned.
gets a little
bit.
hinky, yeah.
All right, I'm going
I'll fix
to
this arrow, though. Don't worry.
make one from the defense to Bruce the Goose Brando.
Are these known or are these secret?
They can be either.
Okay.
I
For
think
the most part, these are kind of just for us as the players to pull on.
Oh, okay. I see.
Assume that these are secret.
unless it's more dramatic for them not to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, so my Edward J. O'Feather knows Bruce because he beat the shit out of him one time.
That's really good.
Yeah, why? Who knows? But it
Let's see.
happened. And I will.
Actually, I can
Red.
connect.
Yep, then I've got the judge.
Something I just noticed.
Uh-huh.
Something I just noticed about the stand characters is that Tony is definitely named Tony the Don Alfredo.
Yeah.
Nobody here has a secret key that they're a crime boss.
Yep.
Even better.
Yeah, it's... Yep.
So we don't actually have a crime boss.
I think we've implied who a crime boss is, but I'm not going to say anything. So it looks like Mads drew a
Yeah,
line from
so-
the judge to Lucille.
The judge is paying Lucille's tuition secretly or aiding with it. Or maybe not secretly, but it's present for
Wonderful.
whichever reason. Let me see.
Simon, it
something.
looks like you've got a good one going there.
Yeah, I
just make-
had it, and you pointed that out, and I was like, oh wait, hold on.
Well, it would still work. Just make sure the arrows go in the right way because it's funny.
Yeah. My connection is Tony the Don Alfredo had Penny's father killed
Oh, shit.
Beautiful.
because I'm trying to justify the vendetta against the crime family.
Let's see.
There we go. I got it to actually stick to the note. Okay, I'll go next.
Oh, no. I want
You have a better
Bruce.
Bruce did it.
Bruce the
pretty good.
Goose
Oh,
Brando
shit.
ordered a hit on Penny's father.
That's wonderful.
Okay, so here's the thing.
I've got
is-
another one too.
Edward J. O'Hare had I'm gonna draw a connection. Come on. Draw the fucking connection. Hold please.
It's L,
There we
Kegan,
go.
just so you remember.
Yeah, I know. I know where
Hey,
it
Kegan,
is.
did you know that it's L?
Cool. That line is extremely
Really
big for no
thick.
clear reason. Yeah, that's what she said.
Jesus Christ.
It's been so long since one of those jokes was funny. Anyway, yeah, I drew a line from Edward J. O'Feather over to Boots McLaren, and that is that Boots printed a really rude article about Edward once, and I'm still not over
Oh
it.
no.
Wonderful. I just put a line from Flat Bananagram over to
Forgot
Lucille,
about that name.
and it's that they watch Criminal Minds together.
Love it. I'm putting one from the judge over to Flat Bananagram as well, because we've got direct ties to trading coffee tips. Coffee buddies.
Oh God, this arrow got ruined.
Nevyn, what did you do?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm an expert on Miro. I know exactly what I'm doing.
I'm the best Miro kid that's been around.
There we go. We'll phrase it that way.
Weekend. Okay, cool. Weekend coffee besties. Incredible.
Unbelievable.
Is that 2 from each of us?
Yeah, I got 2 in.
Yes. So now, we'll basically just go around and each of us will make one more that is from 2 other characters. So not your characters is essentially the trick here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And always, make sure that it's cool with the players involved.
Great. I'll go first if no one else has
Go
thoughts.
for it.
Do it.
I've never had a thought in my life.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going first.
I appreciate it. You've always got my back, Kegan.
Just because we're enjoying these so much. I think Tony, the Don Alfredo, is Lucille's ex. And it was a messy breakup. What is that?
Look at that! You want to try that one again?
Really try to just cut through everything else.
Yeah, no worries. I got it. It just took me a second. It made it that shape on its own, I want you to know.
I'm sure it did.
Then, if I'm really careful, I can probably... There we go.
Boots needs another connection.
Yeah.
I can't make it at this point, but I'm signaling that Boots needs another connection.
I will reconsider the line I've just.
I
drawn
actually
then.
I was looking at Boots as well. Let's see.
I want to make a connection from the defense to the judge. I'm just not sure what yet.
This is an incredible series of lines.
I think this is the messiest one I've seen.
It's acting strange. I don't know what's going on. With
I've
it.
never seen it get so
Weird.
fucking buck wild.
Everybody at home gets to watch me move my mouse around and be like, what is he actually trying to find out?
I have a proposed connection between Edward Jabroni O'Feather and Franklin Brewster. And it's that they are both running for Senate.
Ooh.
How do we
Yeah,
feel
it's
about
great.
this?
It's great.
Yeah.
The idea that this like really fucking cheap lawyer who works for the mob is running for Senate is perfect.
To be clear, they're Senate rivals.
Yeah.
I love
I'm
that.
really just wanting a bird to say this is how democracy dies. Thunderous applause. All right, that's mine. So I think we're still waiting on connections made by Simon and Mads.
Yep, I'm seeing another one
Yep.
show up. What do we got?
I can't wait to see the shape of this line. It's taking up so much screen space.
I love this line. That's just to beat the shit out of him once. I think that's my.
No, it's the
It's
words
truly-
are so big. It's like we're not forgetting that one.
Oh,
It's big.
Is- over them at poker. Is that Here, let me. There's nowhere
So
for this
Boots,
to go.
Boots
There's nowhere to
beats,
put it.
Boots beats the
Brewster?
judge
Boots beats
Brewster.
Brewster.
at
And-
poker every Sunday,
I love it.
Beautiful.
and then they have lasagna.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
then
do
they have
something
lasagna.
that's either gonna make this
Ah,
easier to read or harder to read, and I'm gonna make all the text black.
That's actually smart, and I'll join you.
And then we just want to bring as much to the front as possible.
Okay, while you're doing that, we're gonna go.
Oops.
I like whichever line turned black instead of the text,
Don't worry about it.
and I vote we just keep it that way.
That actually is a lot easier to read. Hilarious.
Yeah, that helped a lot actually. And then is
Before.
Mads, have you made your connection?
No, I was just thinking prior to her being a prosecuting lawyer, what if we had Penny used to work for Boots at the
Ooh.
newspaper?
That makes
I
a
think
lot of sense. I love
that's
that.
really good. That's a good connection.
We're gonna wrap this one around this way.
I like the
Scoops.
so the prosecution to defense ill-advised fling at a holiday party. My initial line I was going to draw was from defense to defendant. That was ill-advised fling at a holiday party, and she put it down as like, fuck, what?
Oh, right.
Double down.
Kegan, thank you for reminding me. We do need to send Mads some tilts.
Yeah, they're in my head. I haven't come up with a tilt, but the idea that Mads needs tilts is in my head.
I
I'm
got
gonna
one.
put it in the
I
thing
get-
and spoiler tag
Okay.
it, and nobody click on it.
Oh, that's a good way to do it too.
Yeah, actually, I'll do the same. That's smart.
Yeah.
What a board.
Have fun with that one, Mads.
Oh yeah, I get to read these. Haha.
Yeah, you don't just get to, you have to.
And they're to revise
The-
to review. They're basically like
Yeah, these are my
extra quirks that you have to deal with.
stuff
on
that
top
the
of
judge
everything.
has to
Yes.
interact with.
Right.
There you go. Normally, I wouldn't.
That's such a long tilt.
Yeah,
I don't know
managed
what.
to-
No,
says,
it
but
works.
that's
I
a
just-
lot.
I like it.
I just managed to fully pull my microphone off, so I'm going to be holding it for the rest of this session.
Okay, all of
Like an old
these
timey radio announcer.
all of these are fantastic. I love all of them. Where is this it for the setup?
No,
There's
there's
more.
one last step.
One last step.
And that's our questions. So we have before us a truly winding and weaving mess of connections and secrets and ties. And the last thing that we need to do is ask questions. I'm sure that each of us have a lot of questions.
Yep.
What could we possibly not know at this point?
Many things.
A lot, actually.
Quite a bit. Quite a bit, it turns out. So I just want everyone to just write down a question that they have about the board as it stands.
Yeah.
And let me go ahead and read what I have written about questions here. Every player should come up with a single question they have about this case and mystery, and during play, you should aim to answer these as a group. These should not be questions like, did they do it, or how did this specific character do the crime? A good question calls to specific aspects of the case and really gets you to try and explore them further. These can be as big as how does this piece of evidence factor in, or as small as what's the secret ingredient in the pies. A good question gives you more room to improvise and fill out details. A bad question makes something true or fails to provoke further inquiry or interest.
My brain's like, is it a bad question to just want to know why Edward J. O'Feather beat the shit out of the victim?
No, that's a great question. That's
Okay.
a
Good
perfect
question.
That's all I want to know off of this board right now.
This is a very punchable little face, you know?
Have you fucking seen the guy? Look at him. Look at that fuck. Look at him. Can't
He's
fucking
just a
stand
little
him.
guy.
He's even got his fists up.
It's
He's
his
ready
birthday.
For a fight. Kegan, are you okay?
That little scrappy Jew looking bastard.
I'm looking for my other mic stand because the one I used fell apart.
As soon as we've got these questions into, we're going to take a brief intermission.
And I'll find my mic.
Yeah,
I'll find,
and you can dig
I
for
really
your mic
feel
at that
like
point, too.
a shitty, sweaty lawyer right now. I hold this microphone.
Your Honor, I would like to kick that guy. Oh, what is my question? There's so much here.
So much to unpack.
There's a lot going on.
Good hell, yeah, there is.
There we go. That's what I want to know.
So that one, Simon,
Yeah.
is kind of like what we're already trying to figure out.
Is it, or is it more of like, because
Oh,
There-
who ordered, not who did.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Not who
I
did it,
misread
but who like, what was the motivation?
Yeah. Okay, I misread it.
I wrote down, why was the fling between Penny and Edward ill-advised? I
And
feel
A
like it'll
question
become
Edward
obvious.
asks every single night.
And
Coffee
mine
cup
is-
in hand, staring at his own reflection.
Yeah.
And mine is, why is Bruce's nickname the Goose?
Good.
That's good, actually.
I don't know if it is, but I'm choosing to believe that it is.
No. It's good.
And there we have it. That's setup.
That's set up, baby.
Perfect. I'm making notes for myself off of this board of all the stuff relating to me. Oh, good lord. Okay, so we are in a good spot. This looks fantastic, and I'm even more excited to play now that I'm not making terrible faces into the camera. But at this point, we're going to take a quick intermission, just so that we can get a drink and mull over our information if need be. And then court will be in session soon as we
Kegan,
get
is
back.
your other mic stand also broken?
No, I went to go pull it out of the mount, and the whole thing came out.
Keegan's gonna fix his mic while we're go fix your mic, and we will return here shortly. Thanks,
I'm
everybody.
melting down over here. Bye, everyone.
We have returned, and we're
Back.
prepped to begin the actual gameplay. We've had a raucous setup session, which I'm starting to discover is half the fun of this particular game, which is very atypical to most tabletop games, I feel like, where it's a little bit more standard. This is a blast to just put together. But we are primed and ready for the actual court proceedings. Is there anything else that you would like to bring up, Nevyn, before we get going?
Yeah, if you haven't yet, go to bytes.rip/Justicar and back this game on Kickstarter.
Hey, that sounds like a good idea. Let me see if Cole fixed the thing. We're gonna try it.
It is. I got it. Don't worry about it.
No.
Yeah,
I
I'll
want
do
to try. I want to see if I can do it, Kegan. Leave me alone
Okay.
for a second.
It's
Now
about
that
the
you're a
principle, Kegan.
subscriber, you can. The problem previously, Mats, is that you weren't a subscriber to the channel you're currently streaming on.
Hey, I can do things now. Yeah, go follow that link. Go back this. It's a blast and a half.
Tell your friends.
Yeah, you gotta play this with folks.
Tell your family. Tell your loved ones.
All right.
But no, we are ready to get into it proper.
'Kay.
This phase of the game, the actual court proceedings, it's still going to be a little chaotic and fun, but it's more procedural and organized, I think. Kegan's right to do the air quotes. It's going to be fun.
It'll be
Yeah, it'd be great.
Okay. All right. So, at the start of this court session, then everybody files in. Myself, Judge Franklin Brewster, presiding, flourishes a bow, unbuttons his jacket, and takes a seat. And then calls the court to session. And says, we will go ahead and begin with opening statements from the prosecution and the defense. Go ahead and let's get started.
All right. So why don't we get a quick overview on how everybody
Yeah.
gets ready for it?
Enters court.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll start there. I think we see Edward Jabroni O'Feather here, sort of lightly, I guess, flutter into court, since he is in fact a New York City pigeon.
Just like coming through a skylight.
Just coming through a skylight, yeah. Has like a briefcase with like paper spilling out of it in one foot, and in the other he has the remains of a cigarette as he flies down to sit next to Lucille, who's been here for an amount of time already.
Mm-hmm. Lucille is in just an orange prison jumpsuit. Normally she would be upset about this, but it actually really matches her eyes. So.
Upsettingly to someone here, she looks incredible in an orange prison.
Yeah, she's fucking killing it. She is truly slaying.
Are those the Gucci boots?
With the fur?
Whole court was
and
looking
Penny.
at her.
Yeah, Penny strides into the court the way that a hen does. You know, the head moves before the body.
Truly magical.
They're asynchronous, right? Three-piece tailored tweed jumpsuit with the briefcase. Looks around at the rest of the people in the courtroom, as sort of like flashing her chicken teeth, because we have those in this animated world.
I hate that's upsetting.
Yeah, that's really.
Hen's teeth is afraid, right? But it's just like, smile and nod, like a hey, how are you kind of thing. Stops at the briefly at the defense desk and looks Edward up and down and goes, "Really, Edward? That old thing?" Gesturing at his suit.
Oh, hey, Penny, I didn't know you were going to be here.
Well, I am, and I intend to make it a relatively quick and painless proceeding. Unlike the last time we met.
Hey, we'll have to talk after this, but you haven't been returning my texts.
Well, there's a reason for that, darling, but we can get into it afterwards. She slides into the... I've got a job to do. And she sits down at her table.
Lucille kind of gives Jabroni the side eye and just kind of goes, and rolls her eyes.
Okay. You both take a seat. The Brewster's gonna look over at Penny, and Penny, darling, being the prosecution, would you mind starting off your opening statements, please?
It'd be my honor, Your Honor. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to come together for the singular purpose of justice, the delivery of justice here. I don't know much about a lot of this big city talk. I'm just a simple country girl. But I do know a few things about doing the wrong thing and getting your just desserts as a result of it. Now, Ms. Ghirardelli here will tell you she is innocent of the heinous birdnapping of Bruce the Goose Brando. But appearances can be deceiving, darlings. Let me tell you what, you can do a lot of things with a good makeup brush and a few bits, and a little bit of time. And I will be proving, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that Lucille here is not as innocent as she may look. Thank you.
And then,
Lucille kind of does like just a whole fucking exaggerated, just, gosh, you.
Brewster's then going to turn to Edward J. O'Feather. Like, all right, boy, get up. Your turn.
Your Honor, I'd like to file for an extension.
Denied. Please proceed.
Shit. Fuck, I wasn't prepared for this. Okay. People of the jury. Hey, it's me. We're gonna prove that sort of
Lucille's just like,
we're gonna prove that our defendant Luciel here is
it's
innocent.
Lucille.
I'm sorry, Lucille here is innocent, and that she didn't do this. Thank you.
Really? That's the best you can do?
You know, I'm inclined to agree with Lucille here. If you don't shape up, boy, this is gonna be a short day in court indeed.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. You know, with the with my run for Senate taking up so much time right now.
Boy, I am warning you. Change your tone. Act like a lawyer.
Is this just my cousin Vinny with birds? Is that what's going
Have
on?
a seat.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah.
Okay.
Touchstones.
You are now one. You are already one. I'm warning you in, and I'm bumping my epiphany clock. There's a clear
you're
dislike.
using the move.
Oh yeah, no, I'm already using that
Excellent.
on the defense right off the bat.
So the judge has one of the judge's moves is I'm warning you, which basically just lets the judge warn a character to change their tone or approach or however they're doing something. And if the character has been warned 3 times, you get to declare them in contempt, which basically means they kind of have to stop what they're doing.
Nice.
It essentially puts a full stop on whatever thing they're in the middle of and you move forward. In order to warn someone, one of these 3 things must be true. Something said or someone involved is related to a tilt. The character in question is betraying the judge's style, or the character in question is crossing lines. So, Mads, I gotta ask, which one of those 3 is it?
Oh, based on Brewster, it very well may have been all 3, but I'm actually looking at. There's 2 of those actually fit. It is related to a tilt as well as betraying my style.
Beautiful. Love it. Love to see it. Excellent. So as we're playing, when we use moves, let's make sure we go over them for the people who are watching.
Course.
And a big thing about using moves in this game is like explicitly declaring which one you're using, so that everyone at the table knows how to kind of react and move forward with it mechanically and fictionally.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Opening.
So that's
Oh, go ahead.
So that's opening statements. Now we get to actually begin the play, and prosecution gets to go first and picks their witness.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna turn back to Penny then and be like, I look forward to seeing the first portions of these trials. You are first to declare.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to call Flap Bananagram to the stand.
Beautiful. So Flap walks in Flap was the one that was kind of like this, right? Kind of like really like, ha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Flap walks in, right? Flap walks in and is holding a what do you call it? A coffee mug, I think is what they call these things. And it is steaming hot. It is piping hot. And it, honestly, maybe a little too big for his silly little bird hands. Flap is a hummingbird. It is just really just all over this coffee thing. It's wild. And walks in and goes up onto the stand and sits down and sets this big old coffee mug down right there. Just sets it down right there, and then sort of like looks at the judge and kind of like points to the other side of the court, trying to get the judge to like look over there.
He'll follow.
And then very quickly like pulls out a flask, opens it up, pours something, and puts it back before the judge turns back around. Hi everybody, how's it going?
I think the judge is probably a little intrigued by the fact that his coffee buddy's on the stand, and he's gonna kind of lean over his the side of his
Oh, that's
portion
right.
of
The
his-
arrow was pointing such a different direction. I forgot that it was us.
Yep. And he's gonna look over and look at the coffee, and then just kind of raise his and be like, "I wasn't expecting you to show up, but I am curious. What you drinking?"
Oh, this is a really nice. It's a local roast from the island down south. So like local, whatever. It's subjective, right? But it's local.
Yeah. I have to. Depending on how all this goes, I got some import that I keep in my bag. I can pass along to you. It's better.
That would be delightful.
I don't know what you're drinking, but it's better.
Right, sure, whatever.
All right, Penny, I apologize. Please proceed.
I'll let the fraternizing with the witness slide this time, Your Honor. Of course, you are the one in control in this room. Flap, my dear friend, now I understand that you and Ms. Ghirardelli spend quite a lot of time watching television together. Is that right?
Well, I don't know how much a lot of time is, but we've known to watch a show or two together.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm doing as the prosecution is, when I am asking questions of someone on the stand, I can open up to 2 lines of questioning per witness on the stand. And so I've just opened up my first, which is this TV thing that we've sort of established as like one of the connections. And it also happens to be your expertise.
Yes, it does. When you open up a line of questioning, you have to tie it to a piece of evidence in some way.
Yes.
So I'm sure you've got something in mind.
Yeah, I think actually in my mind I had a surprise bit of evidence.
That's great too. We can definitely do surprises. I love a surprise.
So let me work up to it then.
Let's let it roll.
The 2 of you, what sort of television shows do you watch together? You rom-coms, Real Housewives?
I have to object. This is irrelevant.
On what grounds?
So Kegan is using
the move objection, so I can object to a questioning or statement from anyone, and the judge has the power to sustain or overrule. To raise an objection, it has to be leading, speculative, or irrelevant. And then if the judge sustains, I have a list of things that happen, and if it's overruled, I have a list of things I can choose from.
Okay. Let's see.
But feel free to stay in character there and ask more questions. We can get to the sustain or overrule. I just wanted to be very clear. I was using a move.
Okay. No, it would be very quick because we've got
That's
sides.
fine. It happens sometimes.
Overruled.
Great.
Yeah.
So what happens when it's overruled, Kegan? Some pretty juicy stuff.
Yeah, I can pick one. I can either react poorly, giving the judge a new tilt against me. I can react sportingly, creating a new connection, or I can react with abandon, inadvertently revealing my key. So I'm going to react poorly, giving the judge a new tilt against me.
Okay.
I love to immediately make a judge hate me.
It's good. It's fun.
It's really good. Yeah, I'll be like, Your Honor, this is fucking wild. You think you can just run for Senate and then just overrule all of my objections because I'm beating you in the polls?
I will ask for silence in my court, and I have already
You'll
told
ask for
you.
a lot of things.
We are speed running to the end here.
This is no, absolutely, because
Kegan is gonna get held in
Immediately.
contempt, and then we're done.
boy, sit your ass down. This is your second warning, and we have barely even started. I haven't even finished my coffee yet.
All right, I'll sit down for now. But, maybe you should judge just a little better.
Flap says, you haven't finished your coffee yet. Maybe you should drink something better.
The judge just chuckles at it. He's continues.
Awesome. So Kegan, you get to send Mads another tilt, and then we just kind of resettle. The courtroom just kind of resettles, and Flap just goes up, Mr. Peyton. You were gonna ask me something about TV or whatever?
Yes, I'm terribly sorry for the outbursts of my colleague. Front of me, Flights of Fancy, that one. I was curious to know what sort of television programming you watch. Do you Real Housewives of Birdlandia, Survivor?
Well, we watch a lot of stuff, So I'm using refusal here. Just because you're sworn in doesn't mean you need to cooperate, and things you refuse to talk about can say as much as things you reveal and do talk about. So I'm just going to refuse to directly answer this. And in order to refuse, one of the following must be true. You're scared of someone else in the case you answer truthfully, or I'd incriminate myself with my answer. I think both are kind of true, but I'm going to go with I'm scared of someone else in the case. And I pick another player to fill their epiphany clock, and I'm going to go ahead and fill yours by 1 side.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to do that. And while I'm doing that,
Flap is just like, well, we watch a lot of stuff. I watch a lot of shows. It's hard to stay caught up on everything,
So I'm going to change the temperature here. Because I see it, one of my moves is that I can change the temperature. If I see the opportunity to intensify the situation, or if I want to calm things down, I don't. I can let the table know my intentions, discuss them as needed, and then say or do something in character that I believe will have that effect, with one of several effects. So I'm going to intensify the situation. And what I want to do is sort of provoke Flap into talking, because Flap is a connoisseur of Criminal Minds trivia, and really there's nothing that Flap doesn't know about this show or have opinions about, I'm sure. So what I'm going to do is Peyton looks down at her wings, and she's like, filing, looking at some dirt. She's like, you know what I like? I like crime shows that may surprise you, someone in my line of work liking crime dramas. But I really do enjoy that Criminal Minds. I've been going back through my old DVD collection, and I really think that Joe Mantegna was absolutely horribly cast in the first season. I'm so glad that they got rid of him after that episode there in the season finale. I do like that new gentleman so much better.
That slams their hand down. You don't talk. You don't talk bad about Joe Mantegna like that. All right, I'm not gonna stand for it. He should have been in every season.
So what I did was I picked say something prodding to provoke them.
And it worked. It absolutely worked.
Right. So she looks up. So it would be safe to say that you also watch a lot of Criminal Minds.
Just picks up the cup and just takes a big swig. He goes, yeah, I guess. Whatever. What?
Well, I only ask because the two of you and Lucille watch a lot of this Criminal Minds show together, as my understanding.
Sure. What do we do? What about it?
Would you say that Lucille has an unhealthy obsession with this Criminal Minds?
Unhealthy? No, probably not. Probably not. I'm using bold-faced lie. Also, we need to make sure that we circle to evidence. You mentioned that there was a surprise.
So here's what I'm going to do. Yeah, is
Okay.
like taking that exact. I was waiting for you to say that exact same thing.
Cool.
So yeah, if you finish your thing, and I'll do my thing.
Bold-faced lie. Sometimes, even under oath, you just want to tell a lie. I think we've established here that Flap is a real shitheel, and I'm just leaning into it here. So Flap is lying.
Nevyn?
Excuse me?
Sorry, was it Flap or is it Nevyn that's the real shit heel?
Both.
Oh, cool. Following still.
I just wanted to make sure you got that burn in where
You
I
knew.
So Flap is outright lying when they say that Lucille is not overly obsessed.
Yeah.
When you tell a bold-faced lie, announce that you're doing so out of character, and then pick one to do in character. Reveal my key on accident, use a fact from my expertise or job to cover my tracks, or lean into my style for better or worse. And I fill another player's epiphany clock by 1. Simon, you're asking questions. Yours is going to get filled in again.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to reveal my key on accident.
Yeah.
Which is probably what you were hoping for. So I think that Flap just goes, how can Flap do this? How can I do this? Flap is very flustered, right? And very pissed off that you would insult Joe Montana so harshly. No, she's not. No, I wouldn't say she's overly obsessed with it or anything like that. She has nowhere near as much interest in the show as I do. Why? I mean, she doesn't even have arguments about it. I've never heard her argue about this as much as I've heard her argue about other things.
Other things such as.
Things.
I'm gonna actually use guide here.
Yeah.
And follow into it with a prompt back to Nevyn. Be like, Flap, go ahead and answer the question. What things did you hear Lucille arguing about?
Well, I heard her arguing. I don't know with who, but it was before whatever this is that happened. Something about making someone disappear. I don't know. I assumed it was a bit.
But it wasn't a bit, was it? In fact, it's something that Lucille's been thinking about for a very long time and seems to be perfectly comfortable with sharing with others on the internet. You see, Your Honor, I have some evidence to enter into the account. Exhibit Peoples 1A, the extensive fan fiction of Criminal Minds written by one Lucille Ghirardelli, describing in great detail a character with incredible resemblance to Ms. Ghirardelli herself, who is profiled and hunted down as an unsub by the entire Criminal Minds team.
I have a pitch for you, Simon.
Yeah.
So, surprise pieces of evidence, just like everything else, or every other piece of evidence, has to have a flaw.
Yes.
I am going to pitch to you that Lucille's AO3 account is private. So how would you have gotten this?
I like this.
Yeah.
I think that we can, if you want to go with that, then I can illustrate Lucille doing something.
I love it. Yeah, please.
I do. So before we get to that, I do want to ask, based on how the judge information is written, so that I'm doing this properly. Both I'm warning you and guide each yield an addition to the epiphany clock, right? It's not just guide.
It is just guide.
Just guide. Okay. In which
I'm
case,
warning you doesn't do anything for epiphany.
Okay. In which case, I need to dial this back by 1. Boop.
And
I read it wrong.
Yeah, it is fill in your own. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the guide's got me 1. All right. So yeah, please proceed.
Yeah, I think Lucille just like slams her hands, wings, whatever on the table, and like stands up and goes, "You shouldn't have that. My account's private. How'd you get that?"
The only way to get access. This is now I'm out of my depth as a human being. Do you have to be friends with the person?
I've never had an AO3 account.
Okay.
So
Just
say
make
whatever.
something up.
Make it up.
Because I love the idea that she's like following Lucille's account.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah, I think
that's like-
following is acceptable.
My account is friend locked. That's what it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, my dear, Typistry fan 126. You've had one of the biggest fans of all time in this here courtroom.
I think her eyes just like go wide, and she just very slowly sits back down. She goes, "I appreciate your engagement."
Now, I'll allow this evidence into admission, but I do want to point out that fan fiction, as I understand it, is designed to be present as fiction. Is there something in here that would tie it back to being genuinely incriminating in some way?
A fascinating and important question, Your Honor, one that I'm very glad that you asked. Yes, Typistry fan 126, I am chicken_and_waffles, and I have been following your work extensively. You see, I've read through this whole thing. She's got a printout, and she slaps it.
How many
I've read over
pages
this
is it?
whole thing, and what you see, well, the Lucille's self-insert character describes in great detail the desire to kidnap someone who she finds very handsome, then orchestrating said kidnapping, and then fleeing to be with the kidnappee for the rest of her life as a happy ending. Your Honor, I posit that this is premeditated kidnapping.
I'm not going to posit anything
Bunch
just
of-
yet, but it's an interesting
Bunch of
question.
gasps in the audience. How many? Just for flavor here. How many chapters is this fanfic?
Oh, it's like 10 at least.
Good.
Big.
It's a big one.
We'd love to see
I
it.
want to hear the sound of that stack of papers hitting the desk.
thud.
Yep.
Many trees
It's like a
died to
third
print
of the
this.
briefcase, yeah.
It's your it's your own personal printing of it. You've got it. You've got it stitch bound.
It's got highlighting
Yeah,
and
you've
notes all over
annotated
it.
It is
Dog-eared
hardbound
pages.
and highlighted.
Yeah,
Love to see it.
yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, where were we?
And so everyone fills in their epiphany clocks by 1 for the surprise evidence.
Okay.
Ooh, right.
Beautiful.
This will be the only time I fill in my epiphany clock.
Are you intentionally going for the low score?
I'm not intentionally going for it. I just feel like I have a character who's going to have a low score.
Good. Okay, so I'm guessing that wraps up your first
Yeah.
line of question.
So she like drops that stack of papers. I don't know if I think that's it.
yeah, you can
Perfect.
totally forgo like doing more.
Yeah, I want to keep us moving. So she's like, she just very dramatically sits down, crosses her legs.
Her little
Thank you.
chicken
No
legs.
further questions for this witness.
Understood.
Extremely tiny chicken legs crossed.
Would
Just at the ankle.
would the defense attorney like to cross-examine the witness?
Oh, if I'm allowed to, Your Honor. I've been trying to be quiet for you.
I still have to
Um,
hold some form of order, so yes, that would be the next step. Go
We
for
see
it.
Flap.
Unfortunately.
Edward. My name is Edward. We see Edward sort of hop
Edward
up.
Jabroni.
Edward Jabroni O'Feather sort of hop up to in front of the stand. He's like, Flap. So, Flap, that's your real name, right?
Yeah? Of course that's my real name. Why wouldn't that be my real name?
Okay, I was just questioning. I was
Is
just
your
wondering
real name Edward?
who's asking.
Me, Flap.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so can I have you listen to? And I'm gonna pull out the taped phone call ordering Bruce's birth dapping. Can I
Right.
can I have you listen to this real quick? I play it back for you.
What's it sound like?
We're gonna get there. um,
Wonderful.
so Bruce, you're a criminal minds expert, I'd say, yeah.
I guess the cat's out the bag. Yeah.
Okay, so if you're as big of an expert as, can you tell me what episode this audio is from?
Ooh.
Wait.
Flap leans in. So I, as the stand, have a choice here. It's very obviously that Kegan is making a gamble on which one I'm gonna go for. And
Honestly, either option is great.
they're all good. I can use well actually or bold faced lie here.
Mm-hmm.
If I use well actually, I mean I've got some great options here. I'm gonna go with well actually. So I know more than anyone else in the scene about my job and my expertise. And I can use it to establish a fact or reveal something previously established to be false for one very specific reason. When you know more than someone and butt in with, well, actually, pick two to do. I can correct them, revealing or establishing something true. I can slip up, revealing a bit of my own connection to the case, or I can plan ahead, incriminating someone else with the facts. So, I'm going to correct them and plan ahead.
Ooh.
So Flap leans in, just listens. Can you play that back one more time for me? I think I caught something, but I'm not 100% sure. Can I listen
Yeah,
to it
Your
again?
Honor, I'm allowed to play it twice, right?
You may play it twice.
All right, I hit play again.
It is like a 10 to 15 minute audio clip, so we listen to the whole thing
Mind
again.
you, the whole time you watch the judge kind of dissociate through the second time, just like back into his coffee, as if it's just an excuse for him to take a break.
So listens to it again, so it's a 10-minute clip, and at 9 minutes 47 seconds, pauses it and goes there, right there, that.
Yeah, I heard it.
So, well, actually, the thing is, this isn't exactly from an episode of Criminal Minds per se. What this is someone reciting a scene from season 4, episode 13 of Criminal Minds, which, as we all know, is the one where Joey Bag of Donuts was, being investigated for the murder and theft of Gluten Joe.
Right.
It was a really confusing episode because they had a bunch of people named Joe in it. In the fandom, us criminal mind heads, we refer to that as the Bag of Joes episode.
The Bag of Joes. It's
The
classic.
Bag of Joes. It's just a really Joe-filled episode. It's kind of ridiculous. But no, that's not from an episode. That's someone reciting an episode. And specifically, I am incriminating. I'm just going to further incriminate Lucille.
Which is extremely funny. Of
I'm
this
just being like, yeah, I don't think Flap specifically says it, but it's there.
It's
yeah,
there.
yeah, perfect. Okay, so it's not a recording of an episode. It's a recording of someone recording themselves reciting an episode.
I want to add one more detail. There's actually two voices. You got a kind of lighter, higher pitched one, sounds like somebody I might know, kind of looks at Lucille. And another kind of deeper voice, really sultry, really smooth. I haven't met this guy before, but I got a hunch.
Got a hunch. Interesting. Well, I have no further questions for this one, Your Honor. You can have them.
Can I...
So when I do, well, actually, everyone fills in. No, I fill in my epiphany clock by one. That's right.
Okay.
Sweet.
Can I use these moves as many times as I like?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's nothing stopping
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna guide again. At Flap. And
Okay.
be like, end of his questioning, but I am curious, what do you mean? Where's your hunch at?
Well, Your Honor, I don't mean to be rude, but he did say he's done questioning. I'm using refusal.
Ooh.
And it is for the same reason. I am scared of someone in this courtroom. And I am going to fill in your epiphany clock by 1, Mads.
Okay.
Am I free to go? Yeah, great. Okay, bye. Gets off the stand and starts to walk away.
Brewster's just gonna huff and take another sip of his coffee, and then look over and like, all right, shuffles some papers and goes, "Oh, Feather, you're still up. Don't you sit down yet. Second witness is called by you."
Of course. Now, Your Honor, I have a little something up my sleeve here. I'm gonna immediately trigger something up my sleeve to bring in a surprise witness.
Ooh.
Oh yes, this is the first time this has happened.
Yeah. So who or what is the surprise? A witness or a piece of evidence? The surprise witness is noted actress Pigeon Brewster, who obviously plays Emily Prentice on Criminal Minds.
I can't believe you.
Come over here and I'm going to need a picture because I've never seen Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
You've heard her. She plays Bird Girl on Harvey Birdman.
She does. Her last
Paget
name's
Brewster
also,
does.
her last name's also Brewster, just like Franklin Brewster. It was truly a perfect setup, and I could not let it go to waste.
Okay. Keegan, I'm going to ask you to fill in the rest of the details on this sheet here.
Here you go. Here she is for you.
Beautiful.
In all of her glory.
What does she look
Yeah,
like
imagine
as a bird?
She is, in fact, I think she's whatever sort of bird Franklin Brewster is, because in my head they're related.
Okay.
Yeah,
That might not
Pigeon
be the
Brewster.
actual-
So it's
yeah, that might not be the actual
a
case.
blue and gold
but,
macaw that is named Pigeon.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I like that.
That's good.
Yep.
That's
What
good.
is- What's their relationship? Are they siblings? I'm going with siblings.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Go for it.
That's fine. Cool. Expertise. Criminal Minds actress. We're fucking going for
That's
this.
the job and expertise.
Look, I want her for one thing.
In one thing alone.
And then Key. What do we want to put down for Key, everyone?
This is your surprise witness.
Oh no. I was not prepared to immediately fill out one of these.
Guess what, buddy?
I'm
Honestly, making you do it.
Yeah, no. Key.
I'm still not over beat the shit out of him once.
Yep. No, same.
I keep seeing it and it makes me very happy.
What if she was studying someone for the role? Like for an episode?
Oh, was getting ready to method act as Lucille.
I had already met Lucille in Flap at a fan convention.
Ooh.
That's good.
All right.
That's good.
Well, yeah.
That's pretty
good.
good. I like that.
As soon as,
Obviously, they hit it off.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know, as soon as Pigeon comes out to sit at the stand, he's just wide-eyed over at the fucking defense and looks at you and it's like, come close to the stand for me real quick, boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. You talking to me?
Yes,
Anna?
I'm talking to you.
All right.
And he's
What's up?
gonna lean over, and still loud enough for everybody to hear, but he goes, "You are on thin ice. Tread very carefully with whatever you are trying to attempt, or I will
you don't
hold
want-
you in contempt."
You don't want one of your siblings tied to this case? Interesting.
And I think
Back
I
up.
think I think as Pigeon like walks in, wearing just like a silk button down tucked into some really nice like
Dress
suit
pants.
pants,
Chinos.
some really nice dress pants, and it's like a purple, wearing just like these big hoop earrings, which the character does not wear on the show, but can't
does
help but
here. Yeah.
does here, absolutely does here. She just like gets up and she sits on the stand and just goes, "Oh, come on, Franklin, why don't you play nice with your friends?"
Yeah, Franklin, why don't you play nice with your fucking friends?
I do play nice with my fucking friends. Ask your questions.
Now, Pigeon, we're gonna...
Kegan, I felt you resist something there.
I'm constantly resisting something. Fighting my demons here on screen.
As a top
friends, huh?
I was really trying not to argue with the judge more already. I'm trying not to get thrown out of court.
Before recess. Yep.
Okay, cool.
It'd be pretty good. I would love it.
It would be really funny. We're gonna pull for it.
He's
here
really
soon.
fucking close. Like, he's just waiting.
I really
He's
am.
biding his time.
Now, Pigeon. Now, I'm sorry. Franklin, Judge Brewster, do you mind if I play this audio one more time?
You know what? Go for it. And the
Click immediately
Yeah.
over whatever you're saying.
No, it's fine because Franklin's gonna lean over to the bailiff and start trying to place a lunch order.
Now, Pigeon, do you recognize this audio?
Well, now, I wouldn't say I recognize this audio in particular, but I do believe I think I know what kind of thing is going on here.
Yeah, we heard there were soft, dulcet tones on this audio. Do you not think they sound suspiciously like yours?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading the witness.
And without even he's been making a lunch order, but because it's not, it is not the defense attorney who's offered it. He's gonna look over and just wave the hand and be like, "Sustained."
Okay, so what happens with the sustain?
So if an objection is sustained, the affected party must choose to either change approach and ask a new version of the same question, ignore the objection and press the issue, changing the temperature as a result, or drop the line of questioning altogether and move on, creating a new connection.
Yeah, of course. I'm going to ignore the objection and press the issue, changing the temperature.
So who are you changing the temperature on is the question. I think it's probably the judge here.
No. I'm going to change the temperature on Pigeon here.
Okay, even better.
While the judge is already mad at me, and I want Pigeon to now also be mad at me.
Oh, and
Okay.
the judge's focus, if you continue your line of questioning, goes from all right, we're gonna put a pin in the order, but I'm still thinking pastrami, and turns back to.
Anyway,
laser
as I was
focus.
saying, just completely ignoring the objection. This is your voice on the recording, right?
I'm gonna do well actually.
Yep.
Well, you see, Edward, if that is your real name. No.
Depends on who's asking, but today it's my real name.
I would not describe my tones as soft and dulcet, and quite frankly, I'm very offended that you would insinuate such a thing. No, what you have here is someone trying to do a very bad impression of my lines during the season where I happened to have smoked a whole lot.
Interesting. And in the season, so this is my line of questioning on this person, so I can open up 2 pieces of evidence for them, right?
Yes. I'll go ahead real quick. My well actually is correcting and planning ahead again. Correcting by going obviously this isn't me, you fucking idiot. And planning ahead, kind of trying to point the finger at Bruce. Bruce
Okay.
and the clove cigarettes.
Ooh.
Interesting. Cool. Now, Your Honor, and I pull out a little bag from my pocket with the clove cigarettes. This is not how evidence should be kept. Now,
But something happened would change the temperature.
Yeah, Kegan should increase your epiphany clock by 1.
oh, I increased mine.
Yep, because you
Yes,
change
you
the
fill in
temperature.
yours.
I forgot to update it earlier, so I am updating to 3. Cool.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I fully forgot change the temperature was like a whole move. Anyway, yeah, so Pigeon, when you were smoking, what were you smoking with your 1 pack a day?
Well, at the time, because I am, as you know, a fantastic method actor, I was smoking clove cigarettes just like my character on the show did.
Interesting. Clove cigarettes like these. I pull the fucking cigarettes out of the pocket.
I'm trying to, I think in response to that question, I'm kind of trying to do my secrets are your secrets.
Mm-hmm.
So my key can implicate someone. Who here would have known that I smoked clove cigarettes? Why, it's both of these people that I met at a fan convention.
Yeah.
So I fill my epiphany clock, and I'm gonna go ahead and have Edward fill in his as well.
Perfect.
So we're both at 4.
Yep. Great. Yeah, so it's interesting to me, Pigeon. Now, these were found at the scene of the crime, and you said they're the same sort of cigarettes you smoked.
Why, yes, but I have not smoked in
We're done.
many
I'm done with
years.
the witness.
And
I'm gonna use Outburst.
please,
When things get intense, sometimes that's all you can do to let it all out at once. The stand's current character releases intense emotion, revealing or introducing a new fact to the case. This should be something they've been keeping secret that they saw or discovered. When you outburst, choose 1. Scream and shout, letting how you were involved in the crime slip. Or sob and heave, revealing how someone other than the suspect was involved. Now, I'm the game designer, so I'm going to do something different. I'm going to scream and shout, revealing how someone else was involved.
that's appropriate here.
Ooh.
Sustained.
As I write it into my game.
So I'm going to... So Pigeon just like, you do that, you cut her off, and she just I'm doing a lot of hand slamming today. I'm in a hand slamming kind of mood. So she like slams her hands down and goes, "You will not cut me off, you little bird brain little
Objection, Your Honor!
object to this," and then like flips you off.
Overruled.
Gives you a bird.
The bird gave me a bird!
Edward J. O'Feather, you are held in contempt of court. That was your last warning.
So I need to get
Pigeon,
through this
please
outburst.
finish.
Yeah.
I need to get through this outburst.
Oh yeah, the judge is gonna let it. Like,
So everyone fills in their epiphany clock, first of all,
okay.
by 1. As I was saying, Edward Jabroni O'Feather, I haven't smoked those cigarettes in 14 years. There are only 2 people in this courtroom that even knows I would have smoked those. And they are right there and right, where'd he go? There, that little pheasant-looking little dweeb. And points to Lucille and then to Flap, who does not look at all like a pheasant.
At all.
No.
Incredible.
And then she just goes, "I can't believe this. Franklin, you run a courtroom like this? This is a... What?
I most certainly
I'm
do
tempted
not.
to say this is a kangaroo
It is-
court.
It's
which, as we all
wild that he's
know-
running for Senate when he can't even run a fucking
Shut
courtroom.
your
Don't you
goddamn mouth, O'Feather.
I think this is
Pigeon.
an absolute kangaroo
Pigeon.
court, which,
Hey,
as we
hey.
all know, is the
He's
highest
down the
insult
hallway.
to us birds.
Listen to me. You got out what you needed to, and I appreciate you showing up regardless. I'm taking care of it, and I'm not too keen on him anyway. I will make sure it's dealt with.
Well, you better. Well, I see you at dinner tonight. You gonna be there? You gonna bring the little pot roast?
Yeah,
like
of course
you
I'll
always do?
be there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Say hi to Margaret.
Oh, absolutely.
And then like goes and sits in the bull pit or whatever.
In the bull pit? That's in the bull court.
Bull pit? I don't know what it's in. The audience.
The bird
the bird
pit.
pit.
The bird pit.
It's called the bird's
There we
nest
go.
here, not the bull pit.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so when someone is held in contempt, For the
this ever
prosecution and defense, this means their turn questioning is immediately ended. So really, you're
It
just
didn't
done.
matter. Yeah, that's fine.
Fictionally, you're probably gonna go to jail tonight,
That's
but mechanically, we proceed.
Hey, it's not my first time going to fucking jail.
Surprising absolutely no one.
No. That suit's...
Wonderful.
His suit has seen at least a couple of days in the fucking drunk tank.
This is my jail suit.
Yeah. He planned for it. I'm not gonna wear my nice suit to go to jail.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
Love to see it. Okay.
Hey, Nevyn, this is a good game.
This is a really good game. Everyone should head on over to bytes.rip/Justicar and back it. Wow. How many more times am I allowed to say that on the stream?
Oh, I mean, there was a good segue. I'll throw it in.
Oh, thank you.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, sustained.
overruled.
All right,
Oh,
so
my goodness.
We are back to
you
the
are
prosecution.
Yep.
So, in the flow, when you get to this point, wait.
No, we got one more.
That was a
Prosecution
surprise.
gets-
So we've got one more. We've got one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As a
Did,
prosecution can also theoretically cross-examine there.
Yes. Did you want to, or
Yeah.
do we want to let that
Would
fiction?
the
I want to let that sit. I think that was a great moment.
Cool.
so now if O'Feather is held in contempt, does that mean the prosecution gets to pick another witness?
We're essentially just moving on. Since that was a surprise, we're just moving on to the actual second witness now, right?
Right.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
asking, does
How
the
many
prosecution...
witnesses have we done?
That was two.
That
with
was-
a
We've
surprise.
done one.
We've done
One actual,
yeah,
one surprise.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would theoretically be me again, but I'm happy to hand it over just because it makes better kayfabe
Yeah,
here
there's-
to
yeah,
keep
there's
switching.
There's no like writing here on what happens moving forward with the in contempt.
Yeah, you.
So
Yeah.
we can spitball.
Yeah, you've been
Yeah.
you've been sat down then, O'Feather, and I'm gonna turn back over to Penny and be like, "All right, Penny, surprise witness of Pigeon aside, would you like to call anyone else to the stand before we take a recess?"
I would, Your Honor. And I'll do my best to make sure that there are no further disruptions in this courtroom. What an absolutely...
in this fucking courtroom.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
I didn't say anything, Your Honor. I think you're hearing things again.
You know, that's your problem, Edward. You don't know when to close that mouth of yours, do you?
That wasn't a problem for you before, is all I'm saying.
The problem was you were closing it at the wrong times, darling.
What does that mean? I finished.
Oh my god.
O'Feather.
She...
On brand for O'Feather. I'm sorry, it's in character. That's perfect.
She calls her witness over that comment.
Oh my god, I love this.
We're finding out why this was ill-advised.
Yeah, I figured I would
Yeah.
help fill that in a little bit.
It's really good.
I have a
It's
lot
really
of information on a number of things about O'Feather's connections to people.
good. The prosecution calls Tony the Don Alfredo to the stand.
What's like a really big bird?
Um,
Not Big Bird.
no,
Turkey.
No,
Turkey's good.
An ostrich.
Allegedly.
Oh, that is a big bird.
Sorry, I mean like
You mean
No,
like a
yeah.
fat bird?
Albatross. There we go. An
Fat
albatross would be great. Big seabird.
Just
let me look
like
up an
A
albatross.
big
White.
lazy owl.
Oh,
I love like a pudgy owl.
a pudgy owl. I
That
think
works
that's
too,
what we're
yeah.
going with.
I'm on it.
Because they kind of look like they're wearing suits already.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
So what was Tony's voice? This was Tony. Yeah.
Hey, it's
So-
the same voice.
Hey, it's the same. Are you my sibling? Wow. Really just trying to be Grunkle Stan right now.
Oh, right,
There
we
you go.
dated. Cool.
Yeah,
This is
that got weird.
This is gonna go well.
What a bunch of gabagool that
Wait.
was.
Holy shit. We dated and have the same voice. I don't
Yeah.
want to think any further about that.
Boyfriend twins.
So Tony walks in. He's smoking a cigar. He's smoking a cigar in the courtroom. He doesn't give a fuck. He walks in. He's this big owl with just these really small glasses all the way down on the bridge. He's just got this look on his face like he's just fucking tired of everything. He's wearing like a trench coat, like a Columbo style trench coat, and it's just so fucking dirty. Just coffee stains and spit stains and rainwater and mud. It's nasty, but it's his lucky coat, and you better not insult it. And he's got like a hat. Is that his hair? Is that his hat? Don't ask. And he walks up and he gets on the stand and he goes, all right, I got deals to make. Let's get this shit over with.
Very well, Mr. Alfredo. You are a businessman and a busy man. But I'd like to speak to you about your business, in fact. Can you tell the court what it is you do?
Yeah, I sell worms.
Delicious.
Yes.
You sell worms and all kinds of rare bird feed and such. Is that correct?
Well, actually, no. I sell worms.
But you acknowledge.
I'm an expert in bird food. Please get it correct. So yeah, that is a well. I am using well actually and filling my clock.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, she's. I do apologize. As a simple country gal, I only know so many things about. I leave the specifics to you. You can tell me what's a Bordeaux and the difference between that and a rosé. But
that's wine.
Same difference.
I guess.
We're not here to speak about our drink preferences, though.
Please move forward, Penny.
As an expert in bird food, what can you tell us about People's Exhibit 2? She holds up a plastic bag of bird seed scrumblins and hands it over.
It's vegan.
Sorry, that is the defense's evidence. You can't use it.
Get your own fucking evidence.
Interesting. Right.
You could have a surprise that you have that evidence. Like you also managed to get some. Yeah, so you.
No, I want to use the stuff that we spelled this time.
Yeah. It does kind of throw a wrench into the.
What an interesting set of situation. Because why would I be calling you for your expertise in any of these other things?
Well, maybe you have a piece of evidence that can reveal my key.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe that taped phone call.
I mean, or you could do something stupid like there's bird seed in the victim's shoes or like in the treads or something.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That was my thought.
I think
I want to
that's
use
great.
that. I like that. Yeah. Now this may be an unconventional. You're probably not used to seeing your product once it gets past you, and certainly not thrown around on the ground. But try and, if you would, People's 2 and holds up a shoe. This happened to be found at the crime scene, containing a number of different grained and crushed up bird seeds and whatnot.
That's a shoe.
Yes, turn it around, darling, and look on the sole.
Gets his whole fucking head up in the shoe.
Turns his head around 360 degrees for no reason, because he's an owl.
Just likes to show off.
Yeah.
You see,
yeah, there's some seeds in here. What of it?
Edward leans over to Lucille. Is like, look, he's always had a weird foot thing.
I hate this.
You would recognize, as a birdseed expert, you would recognize. You probably know brands and types just by sight and feel alone. Is that correct?
Goddamn right. Let me see what I can figure out for you. I get what you're going for.
What I'd like to ask you, if you don't mind, since as a seller of rare feeds and worms and such, I don't believe doctor-patient confidentiality or anything like that applies. Would you be able to identify what customer might have purchased such a thing?
Your Honor, I have to object here. This is speculative. I'm sure all sorts of people buy food from them.
Yeah, a lot of people probably do. Did I say you could speak? Overruled.
Good objection. Hold please.
I'm sitting here trying to think of how to, because that is not the question that I thought you were gonna ask.
Yeah, no worries. I'm going to react with abandon, inadvertently revealing my key.
Oh, beautiful. What was your key again?
I'm in the pocket of Lucille's husband.
And we don't know who Lucille's husband is.
No,
He's
don't.
not even on here, but that's great.
Yeah. So I'm going to we see Edward just completely flip out. This is fucking ridiculous. Your sister was right. This is a fucking kangaroo court. You know, when I get what's her last name? Ghirardelli?
Yep.
Ghirardelli.
When I get Mr. Ghirardelli to hear about this, he's gonna have some fucking words for you, Judge.
And hearing Mr. Ghirardelli's name just thrown out into the open, you get a specific eye to you, Feather, that is just like the most smug fucking grin of like, you can't touch me. I've been friends with the family a long time. And he's like, yeah, you go ahead and try.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Sit down.
So if, oh my God. So if Franklin is paying Lucille's tuition and is already friends with the family, Franklin probably already knows.
Yeah.
Franklin knew this. That's so good.
Yep.
It's so juicy.
Which means I just get to beat down the shit heel all I want because I already have my own opinions on the courtroom proceedings.
Part of me has a wonder if, and you know, maybe this will come out, maybe it won't, if Mr. Ghirardelli knows you're paying for Lucille's college.
Oh.
Like, how much of a known fact is this?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Kegan is wondering, but we'll keep going.
Yeah, we'll keep going.
So what happened? So when you get overruled, do anybody's clocks tick?
No.
Great. So I've had a moment to think, and here is going to be my response. I'm gonna use actually.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm gonna use bold-faced lie. When I tell a bold-faced lie, announce that I'm doing so, and pick one to do in character. I am going to use a fact from my expertise to cover my tracks, and I'm going to lean into my style for better or worse.
Okay.
And what I'm about to say is an absolute lie. And I am actually, to that end, going to fill up. Mads, I think your clock gets to tick up from this. I think you kind of key into something.
Okay.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. It does have to be Kegan because we dated and Kegan would know.
Yep.
Okay.
Edward would catch this so easily. And maybe that's intentional. So Tony kind of like leans in and like empties out the seeds, like looks at them, kind of like, I hate to break your heart like this, Miss Peyton. These are fake. Nobody I know would buy these.
I'm gonna use one of my judge moves at that and guide immediately and be like, "What do you mean fake? You can't. It's food. What do you mean fake food?"
Well, you know what? Tony turns to the judge. Well, you know what real things are, right?
Don't sass me. You know what I meant.
Well, I'm asking you a question. You asked me a question. I'm asking you a question. You know what real things are?
Yes, I'm very familiar.
Well, it's the opposite. It's fake. It's not that hard. And these, I know my seed. I know my seed.
Boy, does he!
These are fake. Not even good fakes.
I'm going to change the temperature. I wanna rile you up. Let's say something upsetting to weaken your resolve.
Oh, beautiful, please.
Come now, Mr. Alfredo. I know that you may have some complicated feelings for the defendant, but you don't have to cover for her anymore, darling.
I'm trying to think. What are my?
I will remind you, you are under oath.
Your bitter exes with Lucille is I
Yeah,
think what we're going for here.
X
Oh,
is
there
still
it is.
bitter about it.
Another arrow that was extremely difficult to find.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of. I don't know if that works on Tony.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if it does. Let me take a look at the move again, just so I can like double check this. Say something to weaken their resolve. Okay.
Like he doesn't have to respond.
Yeah. I guess. Let's see. As a result of their reaction, ask them a question and fill your epiphany clock by 1. So I can react however to this.
Right. I just get an epiphany.
You get to ask me a kind of follow-up question and fill in the clock. And I think Tony takes a long drag of the cigar, and the ash on it is like this long at this point. It's not falling off. Yeah, what of it? Fake is fake. Sorry, I need to make this man a little more of a piece of trash. Fake is fake, doll.
She cocks her head a little bit, cracks her neck. Regardless of the artifice of the feed, it does appear to be a flawless replica, I assume. And if that's the case, you did seem to recognize it immediately. My understanding is this is a very rare brand of feed. Would you happen to know who what kinds of people purchase this kind of feed? Fake or not?
All right, I'll level with you. I like the cut of your jib. I'll level with you. I like the cut of your waddle. Well, actually, here's the thing. And I am going to slip up and plan ahead.
Okay.
Yes, this is a fake, which again is a lie.
Right.
And I can't tell you what it's trying to imitate. And I only know one person who would ever buy some slop like this, which is to say, a bad fake of something very high end. Why our very own good friend Franklin Brewster is a very big fan of this flavor. So I'm kind of chaining lies together here.
Yeah.
You may not know it, Frankie boy, but I know where you shop, cause I give them what they whatever. And I've heard you try to buy the higher end stuff. Can't quite afford it lately. Your money's all tied up in something else, I guess.
Can I? It's not on the list. Can I object to you sandbagging me?
Fully. It doesn't do anything, but you can do it.
What specific thing did I sandbag? Because there's a lot going on here with Tony.
Yeah. To me, like, it's that the judge buys that brand.
So you just think that that's a lie? Is that basically it? Or
My assumption was that, like, as the prosecution, we had like we already had the facts and we were sort of like running with it. But you know what? I'm gonna X myself. I think we'll just roll with it and be like, all right, you want to
You want to
You want to just
this?
throw that bold-faced lie out there? Fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Just chucking it out there. Why not? Who cares? This is an improv game with.
Yep.
I was about to say no rules, but it does have some rules.
I'm gonna look at Tony and guide again.
Takes another long drag of the cigar and then just blows it in your direction.
Which is which is blocked by the coffee mug as he's just like taking a long sip of his coffee, looking directly at him too. Like they're both having this little like vice standoff.
This is a stare down.
Yep.
For sure.
And he sets the coffee mug down and he goes, "What are you getting at, Tony? What's the goal?"
Why, nothing,
here?"
Your Honor. Nothing at all, Your Honor. I just think you got no taste. Now, as for what other people may take from this newfound information, well, I don't know. That's not for me to say. I am simply here to speak the truth, Frankie boy. You got a problem with that? I am under oath, after all.
I don't know that I've ever seen you under oath of anything, but sure.
Well, I put my feathers on the book. I said the things. I'm most certainly under oath.
Okay. Alright, well, I think it's time for a recess, unless there are any pressing questions from Mr. Alfredo.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I have not been allowed to cross-examine the witness yet.
Just kind of glances over and he goes, fine.
Oh, come on, Frankie. What'll it hurt? Let him have his
Frankie,
fun.
what'll it hurt?
Yeah, Frankie. What'll it hurt?
Yeah, Frankie, what'll
Yeah,
it hurt?
Frankie.
No!
Your Honor.
You know what? No! This is my goddamn courtroom, and you are not going to belittle me from the position of the stand with the help of the defense, balking back and forth. We are taking a
Hold
recess.
us both in contempt then, but I do get to cross-examine as per the rules of court.
You can cross-examine him in jail once we deal with that afterwards.
Okay, I am going to cross-examine.
As you walk up, and he's like, you see the bailiff probably lean into the judge and just like pass him another coffee, black, no sugar. He takes a sip of it, and he's like, just relax a little bit, take a breath, you'll be fine, we'll get through it.
Yeah,
He's
let
like,
me drink coffee to relax. The
This
most
is his
relaxing
problem.
beverage on earth.
So,
Fine.
just to double-check, rules of cross-examination.
Go ahead.
It needs to be about things that were, like, already asked previously, right?
Yes, it
Okay,
should.
cool. Cool, easy enough.
Also, just a quick reminder: we are all cell shaded.
Yeah. The smoke looks very cool.
it's gorgeous.
It's
Yeah, the
shade.
whole thing is really some spectacle.
Smoke animated by Peter Chung.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Like Aeon
Beautiful.
Flux,
Oh,
like
yeah.
wispy.
Good shit.
Beautiful.
Now, Mr. Tony Alfredo, if that is your real name.
You know it's my real name.
Okay, I just got a simple question for you.
Well, spit it out, Eddie. I ain't got all day.
So,
What
fake
the fuck
seed,
is this voice? I keep slipping. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Somebody get me back on track. There we go. I found it. Okay, continue.
Cool. Fake seed like this, you'd say this is something, I don't know, maybe used on like a TV show set, for example.
Yeah, probably.
And you have said you saw. God, I am losing this voice too. They're just different enough from each other that we're throwing each other off.
We're really fucking it up.
Yeah, and this is the you said this is the type of seed you've seen Judge Brewster buy before?
I didn't say I seen it, but I have, I have reason to believe.
You have reason to believe. Okay, so, they came up in the same household. They probably eat the same seed. Could you imagine a universe in where Pigeon Brewster eats the same sort of seeds as her brother?
just leans in. I'm using refusal. Just leans in. Eddie, come here. Come here, Eddie. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here real close. The fuck are you trying to get at?
If you would just answer my question, I just think it makes a lot of sense that Pigeon Brewster would have the same seeds on her, does it not?
So I'm using refusal. I'm going to fill in your clock
Hell yeah.
by 1. And the reason is I'd incriminate myself if I answered. So I'm not going to answer it. I'm not touching this one. This is a ridiculous question. I plead the 5th.
Okay, Judge, he pleads the 5th. I guess I'm done.
Thank God.
And I'm going to walk back to my seat and just throw Tony like a little wink.
Blows you a little kiss.
Yeah, I want to make sure Franklin sees it.
Another sneer posts that thank God, and he's like, we are now in recess. We will return when recess is over. All right, everybody, quiet in the court. We have returned. We are back from recess, and
Hey, we're back and we're playing Justicar, which you can
Shut the hell up.
Bytes.rip/Justicar.
sort of.
Yeah, head on over to bytes.rip/Justicar. Give it your money. It's almost halfway.
Look, it is with great pain that I have to say that the defendant gets to select the next witness, but please, Mr. O'Feather, proceed.
All right. I'll be quick. I'd like to call Boots McLaren to the stand.
So, I've had a change of heart about Boots McLaren's voice.
You don't say.
My throat is sore, and I would like to be able to talk tomorrow. So I think Boots McLaren's voice is a lot like this. It's just really fucking cool, bro. You know what I mean? So Boots McLaren, he, him pronouns, is just aggressively cool. He might be a little overly formal, so he comes in with like a fucking tuxedo on, and it's like bedazzled. It looks sick. It looks sleek. He's twirling his keys around because he just drove in on a bird Porsche. He's twirling his keys around, and you can see that one of his keychains is like a surfboard, because obviously, bro. And he just walks in, and he kind of saunters up to the stand, and he sits down, and he unfolds a newspaper that says the McLaren Daily Bugle, and he just sits down and goes, "What's up?"
Hey, Boots, we're gonna make this real quick for you. So, Boots, that's your real name, isn't it?
What? I lost the voice immediately. Yeah, dude, that's my real name. What about it?
Just checking for the court. I think it's a question I'm supposed to ask everyone, but I'm the only one doing it.
I don't know if it is actually, bro.
Huh, that's interesting. Anyway, we're gonna make this quick.
What about
Boots.
you? What's your real name? Is it Edward?
Who's asking?
Or Boots McLaren's ass?
Dismissed.
Your Honor.
Please proceed.
So
question
when
is-
you dismiss, isn't that a move?
Yes, it is a move.
Yeah, so
So I'm dismissing
addition,
the
fill
whole.
in a note.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a thing. Just dismiss the whole question thing from the clock about the name because he continues to ask it. Yeah, and I'll add one to the clock for it.
beautiful. You fill in another player's.
Oh, another player. Sorry.
Another player's, not yours.
Got
Thank
it.
you. I'm taking it.
Excuse me.
You can't stop me.
I mean, I was gonna pick that anyway, but please continue.
I was like, you were overruling me. It's fine.
Saw, dude. Yeah. So yeah, that's my real name. What can I do for you, Mr. O'Feather?
All right. So, Boots, in your position as the owner of a major newspaper, have you observed Lucille Ghirardelli before?
I'm gonna need you to be a little more specific about what you mean by observed, please.
Have you seen her before and studied her as if for a paper? Do you understand what that means, right? I'm gonna immediately change the temperature and start to prod to provoke you. Now, you know, thought you would understand this. You seem like a man of reason and intelligence.
Where's all this negative energy coming from, bro? I just got here. What is going on? This is not cool.
As a result of your reaction, I'm going to ask you a question and then fill in my epiphany clock by 1.
Beautiful. So go ahead and ask me the question, which is, it's just like restating the same question, right? Have I
observed her professionally?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. What of it? It's my job. I gotta follow the big players in this fucking town.
See, that's all I was trying to ask. So, in your position as someone who has, in fact, observed Lucille Ghirardelli, have you seen a feather of this color on her before? And I'm going to pull the feather found at the crime scene.
Ooh.
Which is notably the wrong color, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to use... Wait, what's my expertise? Yeah,
Observation.
I'm gonna use well, actually. And I'm going to correct you and plan ahead. Actually, I'm gonna slip up and plan ahead.
Sure.
You know what? Let me see that. Let me see that a little closer.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, actually, I have. You see, this is a little known fact about Mrs. Ghirardelli. No, I don't mean to, throw shade on anybody when I say this, but she does dye her feathers. I've seen it happen. So I'm going to fill in my own epiphany clock by 1 from that one.
Okay.
Kegan and I race into the top here.
I'm going to fucking get there. Watch me.
You've only got 1 more to go.
I did not think I was going to fill it at all, and then I realized I could just constantly change the tempo.
It's actually very easy to do.
Yeah. All right, so you're saying you believe she dyes her feathers?
Well, actually, I didn't say believe, I said I know.
Right, and you believe you have the knowledge that she dyes her feathers. It means the same thing.
Why are you being so specific about this, bro? Believe implies
We
a
are
lack
doing
of
the
concrete
law.
fact.
It needs to be specific. You understand that, right? I'm just
Dismissed.
Specific.
Y'all have already asked the
I'm
question.
being specific here. No, dude, I know. It's not that I believe, it's that I know. There's a difference. Belief is like faith, right? Knowing is like facts.
So
Edward, darling, you have to ask before you treat the witness as hostile.
yeah, so I'm gonna dismiss the second ask of that question, strike it from the record, and I'm gonna give the epiphany point actually to Penny, who I just assume is just observing the whole thing, just kind of
Just watching this.
Yeah.
Like, what the
she's probably taking the
This really
information
is
just
a
from
kangaroo.
paying
Yeah.
attention.
Truly ridiculous. Beautiful. Is Kegan, I have to ask, are you intentionally trying to raise the temperature again? Because that's what's happening.
I'm not, but I am about to do something different, so no worries.
Do
Great.
it.
Hit me with it.
So you see, Your Honor, as we know, I do have something up my sleeve here. I'm going to pull out a surprise piece of evidence, which we'll get to in just a second. So, as we know, Bruce the Goose Brando had pink feathers exactly like these, and I'm going to pull out a photo of Bruce the Goose Brando where he has...
It's just that picture you posted in the Discord.
Close. It is the photo we had in this Discord of this pink Bruce the Neopet.
Can I post that in the chat?
It's
Am I
on
gonna
the,
post it on the board?
on the
Everyone's
board.
cell sheeted, so the photograph is the real thing.
It's a real pink. It's a real pink.
No, I'm in the. That's not on the board. The one that you posted in the Discord is not on the board.
That feels right.
I'm gonna
But
put that in there.
The flaw with this piece of evidence is I have extremely clearly photoshopped this feather onto the bird. It's just like in the center of his chest. And
good.
when I reveal something I had up my sleeve, everyone fills their epiphany clocks by 1.
Oh my god.
Now, you would say this is the same as the feather you can see on this photo of a bird, correct? And be specific. You can see this feather on this photo of a bird.
Yeah.
All done, Your Honor. I rest my case.
Okay, so Kegan, you hit 10 out of 10. You filled your epiphany clock. It was a fight, but you did it.
Yeah.
So let me scroll on down to epiphanies. So when your epiphany clock gets filled, you get to declare a fact about the case. You get to just like add a new sticky note onto the board, and it is true until someone says it's not, using a move or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So nearby, whatever it's relevant to, go ahead and just declare a fact. And it doesn't need to be about what you've been questioning on or anything like that. It can be anything. You can just make something true.
Okay, cool. I'm going to think for a moment. Because I hadn't thought about it before. But we'll get back to me in just a second, if that's cool with everyone.
Okay. Yeah, totally.
But I'm all done, Your Honor. We can just hand it back on over to Penny if that's her real name.
Penny, would you like to cross-examine the witness?
So much is happening.
God.
This is in character.
She just looks around like, Your Honor, I really don't know what I could possibly ask at this point. These proceedings have devolved so much that I do believe I'm coming down with a case of the vapors about it.
Understood. Well, if that is the case, we are at a place to collect some closing statements from everybody, and then we will deliberate, and I will follow with my verdict.
Wonderful. Perfect. So why don't we do either of y'all have like closing statements to make or anything like that?
Yes, actually.
Beautiful. I love this new truth that you have added.
Yeah, of course. So the truth I just added for the listener at home is Lucille's father runs the mafia.
Of course. Yeah. Perfect.
There was no other thing that it could have been.
Yeah.
There was no other thing it should have been. I'm happy to make closing statements first if you'd like.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, cool. So in closing, Your Honor, my defendant, Lucille Ghirardelli, was set up. She didn't do this, but it looks awfully suspicious to me that your sister's so tied into things. That's the end of my closing statements.
I fucking hate this guy so much.
Penny.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what you have witnessed today is a farce. Frankly, a joke and an insult to the judicial system of this country. And despite the people's best intentions to have a clean-cut case, as you can clearly see, Mr. O'Feather has spent the entire day blustering about, trying to mislead you with falsehoods, celebrity stunt casting, and all manner of other kerfufflery to try and distract you from the real fact that Lucille Ghirardelli had Bruce the Goose Brando abducted for nefarious purposes, the truth of which is known only to the Ghirardelli family themselves. I urge you to look within inside yourselves and do not give in to intimidation. Make the right decision.
Thank you, Penny.
Hey, don't forget to buy my newspaper every Tuesday morning.
Objection, Your Honor.
It's got the good stuff, and most importantly,
Sustained,
it's got this
actually.
link. It's
Boots, will you shut up?
Rip /
Justicar.
Bite-star rip / Justicar. Hit me up. Check out my SoundCloud.
Same link.
Good Lord.
Okay, excellent. So with that, we move on to the final phase of play. We did it. We have survived this this ordeal together. We've all grown from this event.
We have.
We move on to deliberation, epiphanies, and verdict, which is really just like one phase. So the first thing that we do is each player with a filled epiphany clock gets to declare a final truth. So Kegan, you get to make up one more truth and slap it on the board.
Because of what we've got.
Okay, and this is this is about how the case ends.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
Okay.
About how the case ends, anything like that. We get to after you do that, then the rest of us are going to reveal something that was actually a lie. And then we get to the ending. And I can tell you, we're getting the bad ending here. So keep that in mind.
Yeah. So I think a truth about this case is that very clearly Edward J. O'Feather did not come here to win this. He came here to throw dirt on Franklin Brewster. And to that end, I think successfully does that. So a truth about this case is that it never really mattered. The thing that mattered was making sure Franklin didn't win.
Franklin, the judge, didn't win.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Go ahead and slap that on the board as we move forward. So everyone with an unfilled epiphany clock takes turns detailing something that was missed and throws a wrench to the story. Take anything previously declared as a truth and describe how it is in fact a lie. We didn't add a whole lot of extra truths to this. So what you can really kind of just do is just make up some lines. Just be like, oh, Tony the Don didn't actually ever sell food to Bruce would be a great one. And I'm going to steal that and use it.
I have one, which I'm not sure if 100% is the way it works, but I want to say that Mr. Ghirardelli is the one that ordered the kidnapping.
I think that's great.
Because Bruce, he knew about the affair between Lucille and Bruce has loose lips.
I would say a way to word it would be Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Like Mr. Ghirardelli knew about the affair would be a great one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Truth.
The thing about this is that it's kind of like we're all kind of establishing truths here, but it's just kind of the framing of it.
Let's see. Would be. Let's see here.
I'm gonna make this red because it was revealed via the failure, via the lie. This is something that was missed, so we're marking them red. What you thinking, Mads?
Oh, I'm.
Yeah, what's a piece of key evidence we missed here?
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a
that we
lot
didn't
of shit
touch.
going on.
You can even like come on down to the
That's
evidence
what I'm looking
here
at. Yeah.
and just like add another fact about it.
I'm gonna say. Let's see. Where's the red notes? We're gonna put one over here, and say the clove cigarettes were not even were forged evidence by O'Feather.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect. That's good. That's excellent. We love to see it. We love to live in this web of lies that we've created. This is some bullshit.
I love this case. This was fun.
This was really, really fun.
Okay.
Cool.
So now we get to move on to the outcome. We had one epiphany, which means so much key information was missed. So many opportunities for the truth stay hidden. Whoever committed the crime goes free.
Yeah, that
Someone else
tracks.
gets arrested.
Okay.
Can I pitch something here?
Always, Kegan.
Okay, cool. So much key information is missed. Whoever committed the crime goes free. So Lucille goes free. She definitely
So,
was important to the crime, and the person who gets arrested is instead eventually award-winning actress Pigeon Brewster.
can I counter that with my
Please.
thought here? Out of sheer spite to the whole thing, Lucille is the one who gets arrested for it, despite the fact that it was actually her husband that dealt everything. Just for the sake of putting the failed mark on O'Feather's record. At this point,
Yes.
not caring about finding the truth,
love
but
this.
making sure that there is a conviction against O'Feather and his defense
Yeah.
skills.
Perfect. Love this. We'll add to it. We do know, because the truth I established is that you lose your Senate race. I think the fact that you forced this conviction comes out eventually.
Well, that's fair. Or the mob just gets me. One of the two.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Love that.
Okay.
I'm gonna note it down in this way. Something bad happens to Frankie boy.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And that's game.
Yeah.
That's game.
So damn.
Whew. Welcome to Justicar, everybody.
Welcome to Justicar. Yeah, do we want to go? Do you want to go into the back end of the show, Max?
Yeah, we're gonna do that real quick.
We'll do it fast.
Yeah. Well, I just got a text that I gotta pick somebody up. They need a ride too. So, we're rounding towards the end of everything anyway. I do want to talk about Justicar a little bit because there is so much of this that is a unique experience to anything that I have played tabletop-wise, and I adore it. The first is that while there is a defined start, and there is technically a defined end as far as storytelling goes, I mean, there is no definition at all throughout the story because it's all improv. I think the function of this is very, very interesting at a table of people who just want to tell a story. Because the whole game is written to be really, really concise, all things concerned. And it's kind of a race to figure out, do we, are we actually trying to fill our clocks to get the good ending, or are we just trying to bullshit, is something I wasn't anticipating. Because I didn't end up working through my clocks intentionally, because he just ended up exasperated the whole time. And I think the way the play comes out is a lot more versatile than I was expecting it to be. I kind of anticipated there being a more strong ending every time. And that's really, really cool to see, to watch things derail and become just a circus.
This is the most it's derailed, which may surprise some of you.
Wow.
It surprises me absolutely not at all.
There's never been an instance where only one person got their clock filled. I did also just raise how many they were because last time I played it was too easy. I'm still not sure if it was too easy.
10 feels right. I
10
think we would have
feels
filled
right.
more clocks if I didn't immediately go, okay, I'm done, closing statement.
Probably. We probably would have had 3 there.
Yeah. Easy.
I am very, very proud of how, as you said, improv focused this game is. I don't know of any game that's anything like this. And to your point, the focus of this game really is just get together and tell a story, have fun playing a game and telling a story. the trick here is that while the characters are all in opposition to each other on many different levels, as players we're not. So no matter what, as long as you keep that in mind when you're playing, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, if I may,
Yeah.
as a observer and as a designer, I think what is so clever about what Nevyn's done with the tech here, there's an idea that comes from LARP, the idea of playing to lift, where everyone is collaboratively trying to uplift the other participants, whether you are an NPC, a PC, and how you're building off of each other. Because you have so much meta knowledge at the table that everyone is coming together and is saying, these are what my goals are, these are what our secrets are. This is a secret that I know, but we all know it, and I want you to reveal it. All of that stuff is really, really clever because it then helps everyone push towards it, and all of the moves are designed around trying to uncover those things. So what you've done is created this 4-player implicit play to lift tech, which I have not seen other games do in the same way, that everyone is like, well, I have a secret and I'm going to hoard it for 5 sessions until you finally ask me the question that I want you to ask, but I'm not going to tell you that I want you to ask about my character's backstory, right? We know it from the jump. And finding those things out pushes the story forward and reinforces the end game. So we want to constantly be like letting each other do the things we want to do. I think that's such an interesting design choice.
I really like that point too, because play to lift here does not necessarily mean everybody's looking forward to the good ending. Like, I think very specifically the conflict between Franklin and O'Feather was like...
That was the best part
It was very aggressive, and it was very combative between the two, but had that not existed, the ending would have been very, very different, and like it still allowed story to push forward despite player-to-player conflict, and that's something I haven't seen before either. So often I watch games with like, we're going to start some player-to-player conflict to like add drama or whatever, but it's not built around a framework to allow things to like mechanically move forward, and that's really neat. I can't say enough good things about the writing either. I wrote the whole thing. I read the whole thing. I did not write it. I read the whole thing this morning.
Revealed here, Nevyn's
Right.
a fucking thief.
I am a plagiarist.
I read the whole thing this morning, and it is very, very clear, very, very well organized. And right now, it's just a text block that I got to read, but like it's super good. And it's very easy to jump into and just kind of get. I will put a disclaimer towards the game, and it's not a bad thing, but a note. The best way to play this game is absolutely with people who are willing to buy in. I don't think this is a viable game for people who have never played an RPG before. You want some...
Absolutely
like,
not.
It's a niche group, but for those that it clicks with, it is so well refined.
A lot of the stuff that's written in this game is from like years of playing games.
Yeah.
And it's a rare day when I write a game for someone for it to be their first RPG experience, just because there's kind of a lot of Kegan and Simon, you can attest to this. When you design something with it being someone's first game in mind, there's a lot of baggage and BS that you have to deal with. And I'm just not interested in it usually. So I go in designing things under the assumption that it's not someone's first game. Maybe their second or third.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the point that y'all made about like the secrets and the player conflict, the number of at the table games I've had where it's kind of just ruined because someone is holding on to a secret that nobody else knows about, or like someone's in a sour mood because they've got this really cool secret that they want to reveal, but they never get the opportunity. It just sucks when that happens. And I always encourage people that I'm playing with in any game to talk about your secrets to whatever degree so that we can get to that reveal, because that's the juice. And that sort of helped shape me on this path of like dramatic irony, essentially. The whole key to this game is it's about truth and it's about dramatic irony. Um, and as long as everyone at the table knows that and plays to that and has that buy-in, like you said, any sort of inter-character conflict is treated just as character and can be pushed in that direction.
Yeah, there is an interesting through line between this game and my other absolute favorite diceless RPG, which is Iron and Lies by Bats. It is superb if you've never played it. If you want to ever watch a playthrough of it, we did Top Shelf last season. I think it was episode 4. It is incredible, and it also doesn't use any dice, but it functions a little bit more like a traditional RPG. Which is cool, but the through line between them is this very, very explicit player-to-player honesty. And I think there is a conversation to be had there about, in order to take the dice out of a game, you have to all be aware of all the information that you can use and how to use it within each other, or, cooperate. Whereas with the dice, like, the dice push along the game as opposed to the truth with things that have dice. And I think dice games could learn a lot from mechanics that push forward intentional honesty amongst players, to make sure people have that information at the table. Because both of them shared, that's the reason they worked so well, is that ability to just know things and then play with all those things. Because that's your only toolkit, is the things that you know here. There are no numbers to play with as a toolkit. It's just knowledge.
About knowing things and secrets, there is one thing we don't know yet, and I could just scroll up and click through them. But
oh yes,
Mads,
please.
what were your fucking tilts?
That's the, that
yes,
is the only
absolutely.
piece of information that's actually kept secret.
So
yeah, I was like, we've just been talking about like not keeping things secret. There is one secret, and I'm desperate to know it.
so my 4 tilts.
Real quick, I just tabbed back over to the Discord, and I'm very upset by the chicken with teeth.
Oh, gross!
Really good.
Dude, no, get rid of that.
Don't worry, I'll put it. Oh no.
So my tilts were, I get upset when the topic of the Senate campaign comes up because it's going poorly.
Beautiful. I love that was built
The
in.
one that I never got to really use is that I'm worried that somebody is going to notice I'm molting currently.
Yeah, I was really proud of that one. I'm sad it didn't come up, but it's
That's
fine.
delightful.
I couldn't figure out how to work that one in with the animosity between me and
Kegan.
O'Feather. The other one was I could really go for a pastrami on rye, and I haven't had lunch yet, which I didn't get to use as a tilt, but I still tried to work it into the story.
It worked nicely when it came in.
I'm glad.
That was good.
And then
it felt specific, and I was like, "Is that a tilt?"
yeah. And then the new one that got added by O'Feather is that I also just personally hate O'Feather. It's just as simple as that. I just really fucking don't like him, which was already implied anyway. I read that and I'm like, that's nothing new. But I'll use it.
I was my favorite thing, and this is why I wanted to bring it up, is we were talking about like secret information and not secret information. I absolutely love doing one of the judges' tilts and just abusing it. It's my favorite thing. I've done it every time I've played this game.
Yeah, sorry, Kegan hid everything behind a massive picture of chicken with teeth.
Yeah, but no, it's my favorite thing is knowing the judge has a tilt and just poking it as much as
good.
I can. It's really good.
Tilts are really, really fun. I'm very happy with them.
There's a lot of really cool tech in Justicar. We've talked about a lot of it.
Yeah.
I really think my favorite's still tilts.
There is an aspect of this game that I could talk about for a good while because there is so much that is unique to this game, and that is very interesting. I don't feel like I'm having a conversation about like, oh yeah, this is really cool, but like other games have done it. This one feels kind of wholly unique to its own experience. And I would highly recommend anybody watching to genuinely go check out the Kickstarter, because it's not something you're going to want to miss. Like, this is something.
Hey, what's the Kickstarter URL?
It's actually bytes.rap /Justicar.
bytes.rip/Justicar.
Oh wow, like you can find in the chat. How
Yeah,
cool.
there's a whole bunch of those.
Bites with a Y.
Not like the chicken with teeth.
I bet that chicken would take a bite.
It would.
And it would rip.
Yeah.
And tear.
And Justicar. Cool, we've done it, team.
Yeah, we
That's
did it.
it.
We really did. And yeah, but I guess back to my point there is like there's not a whole lot that I can talk about here that's not something really cool to say because it's something that is so self-contained in its own unique experience. So if you want to go get it based on the fun that we had, please do. I want to see this get funded because I need a physical copy on my bookshelf.
Hey, so do I. We are we are funding for another couple of weeks. We're currently almost halfway through. I would love to reach that 50% by the end of the weekend. So if you can't back it, just tell your friends, mug them, take their money, and support.
Beat the
us.
shit out of them once.
Just once.
Ooh, print and PDF. There it is. We're gonna go just back it right now.
We're backing it live.
We're backing it
Doing it
live. I'm
live.
clicking
Beautiful.
it. Clicking it. I understand that rewards aren't guaranteed, but I'm gonna pester him until it happens. And pledge.
And I'm waiting for that number to go up. There it is.
Very
Very
nice.
much.
Okay.
Let's do outros.
Yeah, let's do outros because this was fantastic, and you just got to play it for yourself. Kegan, why don't you start us off?
Yay, I've been Kegan. I will remain Kegan. You can find me online at KeganEXE or KeganEXE.com. And I'll be on something else on TPK eventually. I'm on the next episode of Harper's. I don't know when that is because I didn't think to pull up a calendar, but it's this month sometimes. There's a calendar. Check it out.
Perfect. And Simon.
Yeah, I'm Simon. You can follow me on Twitter at Lucha Libris. I write and publish tabletop role-playing games at colorspraygames.itch.io. I am a cast member and the creative director for All Nerds Here on Twitch, which is a all BIMPOC, all queer streaming RPG team. We are playing Masks: A New Generation on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to come by for some teenage hijinks and superheroing, Wednesday nights, 8:30 Eastern, twitch.tv/allnerdshere.
Is a truly killer show that this fool puts together. All Nerds Here is top tier content.
We have fun.
Perfect.
It's
Thank
good.
you, Kegan. I needed that Twitch link.
I'm on it. I'm on it.
You did it.
Keegan's the link fool.
He is.
the link jester.
And I'm Nevyn. I use they, he pronouns as a reminder. I am a queer tabletop role-playing game designer based out of Central Texas. I am currently crowdfunding Justicar. Wow, go figure. And one more time, you can find that at bytes.rip/Justicar. You can find all of my other stuff on Twitter at Fork20 or at Nevyn.games. And you can find physical copies of a bunch of my stuff over at dinoberryjam.com, as well as a lot of very cool stickers and things that are made by my very, very skilled and creative and awesome wife. She makes kick-ass stuff. You should go check her stuff out, too.
I love that. All the support. And then I have been your host for the evening and into perpetuity for the Top Shelf. My name is Mads. You can find me at Twitter at jkmadigan, or you can find me on itch at jkmadigan.itch or jkmadigan/itch or no .itch.io. I don't know how to do my own link. I write some stuff. I'm really bad at actually posting things, but I have like 4 things in the work that I keep working on that I can't finish.
An eternal
Yeah,
vibe.
they'll show up eventually. I got one mostly done that I would like to get out this month. But yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. Next episode is going to be another slightly different episode. Not because it's a necessarily new game, but it's a currently being worked on game by Chris Bissett, which is Dice Souls. And it is going to be a one-on-one session. So it's going to be me and our glorious staff member at TPK, Cole, playing through Dice Souls, and I'm going to see how many times I can murder him before he gets through the boss, and it's going to be great.
That's going to be sick. Dice Souls is
Dice
killer.
Souls is
good.
awesome, and
Dice Souls is so good.
I'm so excited to play it on stream. But check out our calendar at TPK Roleplay. We got all kinds of stuff going all the time. Check me out on Twitter, keep up with things. Message me if you have any questions about tabletop things. I have too many. And we will talk to you on the next episode. Thanks for swinging by, everybody. Y'all take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.